There's much to debate, so please don't be late, and make sure that you ain't misbehaving. So come sit at this haven, get your glasses a-raising, as we enjoy the Sunday with Craven.
Just checked the time. And guys, it is now 5, so we are officially live. This is episode 10 of Sundays with Craven. Crikey, we're on episode 10 already. 10 weeks ago we started this, and let me tell you, I get even more excited every single week that we do this, and I am so excited for our special guest this evening. I'm going to bring him in just a few minutes. As you guys know, there will be questions. I'm sure in the chat there will be memes. There will be an abundance of giveaways, as there always is. But most importantly, there will be a good old chinwag with our special guests. And you guys will be involved in that within the duration of this podcast. Before we start, I want to do what I always do, and I have to say, it's 1 minute past 5, and we have already got 32 of you in the audience. I think people share the same excitement as me for this guest, this episode. I can't wait. So before we introduce the guest, let's say a quick hello, shout out, and a thank you to the people that have joined us from the start today. So, Diaxus, Sandy Millington, Villainous Bounty, BBA, Calc, Ian Attenbury, the world's #1 sniper. I've got a poker chip to prove right here that I have been sniped by the man himself. Thank you for joining. Jamie Frost from Japan, Miss Stacking with Craven, always joining, always supporting. Thank you so much, my better half. Will's Bullying Coins, The Mercian, good to see you. CY Sterling, Israeli Coins, great to see you in here, mate. We've also got Northern Soul, SBC, Alan, good to see you. Crispy Silver Punk, I'll have a chat about you shortly. There's a nice piece you made for me right there. Thank you for joining. You've got a special evening yourself at 8 o'clock. Danny Millington, good to see you. Nickels and Dimes, Robot Toaster, Bjorn 10, who has still got PTSD from last week's giveaway. He was so close on Little John's Wonder Wheel. I'm sorry about that. And I agree. If there was a way, you definitely deserve compensation, my friend. But thank you for coming back. Britman65, Shiny Silver, Ninja, Tony D, Teach72, Stacks of Silver, Abby's Vault, the one and only, the godfather of stacking himself is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Massive shout out to 365 Days of Silver. Thank you for being here, mate. Kieran Coyens, Disco Mike, Wacka Badger, Big Green Stacker, and lastly, but not least, Darren Rowley. If I've missed anyone, I'm really sorry. There's 34 of you in already. I'm just going to take a second to catch my breath. And now, let's start this. We're not going to waste any more time. This week, episode 10, Sundays with Craven, our special guest, who has recently started a YouTube channel, has a really fantastic page on TikTok, if you haven't checked it. He has a set of skills that he has turned into a business. And the more I learn about it, the more fascinated I am. He's here himself, the Coin Cutter. Thank you for joining us this evening. How are you, my friend?
I'm good, mate. Thanks for having me, Stuart. Yeah, a little bit nervous, but I know I'll be fine. But hello, everyone, and thanks for joining. Hopefully, we can provide some entertainment.
Hopefully so. I think we will. We've had a few chats this week in the build up to this, so we have a few things planned. But the main purpose of this week, it's about you. You're the special guest. You've got a lot of interesting things going on, and I want to get to know you just that little bit more. I want to ask you the questions, and I'm sure at the moment, 36 people in the audience, more to join, hopefully. They probably want to find out more about you and what you do too. So, are you ready to start some questions?
Yeah, let's do it.
Now, if you're familiar with the order of sort of play that I do, I always start with questions from last week's guest. It's a tradition that I can't take credit for. Have you ever watched The Diary of a CEO?
Oh, mate, sorry, I thought you were talking to the audience there, mate. Sorry, I was daydreaming reading the chat. Have I ever watched Diary of a CEO? No, I haven't, no.
Well, basically, he does a thing where he basically gets the guests to leave a question in the diary for the next week's guest, even if they don't know who they are. So last
Okay.
week's guest was, of course, Ian Atterbury and Scottish Bullion Collector, and they both left a question for you, which I'm going to start off by asking. So the first question for you today from Ian Atterbury last week, he says, "Is there one coin that you never cut? And if so, why?" Great question.
Yeah, I don't think there is a coin I wouldn't cut because I've got to keep cutting the wild coins, haven't I? If I just focus on a boring coin forever, then I'm not going to get very far, am I? So no, there's not a coin I wouldn't cut up morally. Financially, yes, I couldn't afford to cut up, I don't know, a sovereign, for example, or an ounce of gold, but I would love to one day. So morally, I would still cut that, but as a financial thing, no, I wouldn't at the minute. But no, there's no coin I wouldn't cut. I have to keep going for the popular coin, really, don't I? If the Queen's Beast, for example, when that came out, that's been very popular, hasn't it? I couldn't avoid cutting it because I've just seen 365 say my volume's a little bit low. Is everyone hearing me all right?
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
hear you. I can hear you clearly.
Maybe I'll move the mic a little bit closer.
Yeah, I think that's made a bit of a difference.
Yeah.
Thank you for the guys in the chat. If you can't hear, just let us know. We'll try and adjust it. But from my end, I've got you on full volume on speaker. You
Yeah.
seem very clear to me, mate.
Sometimes I find when I do listen to this on my mobile, it's very quiet until I put headphones in, and then I can hear it all loud and clear.
Yeah, yeah. You seem to be coming through okay, mate, though.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, what was I saying? Yeah. So we've got it. No, there's no coin I wouldn't cut. I have to push the boundaries all the time if I want to get to where I want to get, and I can't stay in the comfort of cutting Britannias forever. As much as I love doing that, I need to
No.
go for the out there, the wild card that's going to make people talk. A bit like 365 10-ounce Queen's Beast. When I did that gets people talking.
Yes.
That's people saying, "Who is this guy? What is he doing?" Like it's a little bit out there, isn't it? So you have to go for them coins or them
It
bits of silver.
is.
Definitely.
It is. And I completely understand your reasons from the financial point of view, how you're
Yeah.
using your craft and scaling it into a business. I think it's amazing. I've been very open and honest. My sort of, when I first come across you, it was from 365, who obviously sent you the 10-ounce Queen's Beast. When I first saw that project, the actual puzzle, my first reaction, having not seen it done before, it was completely new to me. I was initially like, "Oh, I'm not sure about this." And as 365 likes to do, he pumped out more and more videos showing it, weighing the individual pieces, trying to work out how much was lost in the actual silver dust. And I've got to say, it grew on me, my friend. I think it's something very unique. I think it's something very special. And yeah, I think it's amazing what you can do with seemingly just your pair of hands, a lot of concentration and a very good saw. Is that right?
Yeah, it doesn't even have to be a very good saw because I brought one with me. I thought I'd bring one. The saw I use, you can pick one of these up for about 10, 15 pounds. I mean, this one's a bit more expensive, but I didn't start with an expensive one. I started with a cheap one. So no, they're not expensive. It's very cheap. The blades are very cheap. You could have that. That's all you need, really. But you can see how thin the wire is there. It's so thin. That's why I thought I'd bring it to show you. But
Nice.
yeah, it's not an expensive piece of kit, and it's readily available.
There you go. Well, I think that's a very
Yeah.
fair and honest answer to the first question about whether you wouldn't cut a certain coin. And I think that's the answer myself and probably most people here expected. 45 people in the audience right now, coin cutter. That's amazing. Thank you to everyone that's turned up. But there was also a question from SBC, Scottish Bullion Collector, from last week. And his question was, if silver hit £50 an ounce and gold hit £4,000 an ounce, would you sell up? He wasn't sure at the time if you're a stacker on the side of this. So if you could just tie that in as well for people to know more about you, that'd be great.
Yeah, so no, I do collect silver and gold, and that started way before I started cutting silver and gold. Before I started cutting silver, sorry. I actually started. I think it was about. I think I had a look at the receipts the other day, and I can't exactly remember the date, but I think it was around 2009. I
Oh,
bought my first
wow.
piece, and this was the first piece I brought. I brought two of my first pieces with me. That's the first piece of gold or silver I brought. That was the 1 gram from the Royal Mint, 1 gram of gold. That was the first thing I brought.
What did you
And
pay for
then
that? 2009?
I had a look at I save all my receipts on my computer the other day, so I had a look, but it was I only saved the delivery note and not the not the
Ah,
receipt. But looking back at the time, the value of silver was there, and from memory, it was around £45. And we know these are now close
wow.
to £100, don't we? So it just shows you that little investment is doubled, you know.
Yeah,
And
that's
and
awesome.
so obviously I started with the 1, and then I went to the 5 gram, then the 10 gram, and then I started thinking, you know, I'm imagining getting a big bar of bullion come through the door, and they're not getting that much bigger. They're still like the size of a SIM card. And that's when I started looking at silver, because I'd never considered silver before then. I was just thinking about gold as an investment. So then my first bit of silver, which is a big piece for my first piece, because I wanted something chunky in my hand to hold that felt like I had actually achieved something, because then pieces of gold don't feel that great when they're that small. So I bought the 10-ounce Britannia bar. That was my first bit of silver I ever brought. And
Beautiful.
looking back at that price, that was around the same time. So I think 2010-ish. I think that was around, I'm guessing a little bit here, but I feel like it was around the £200. No, it would have been more than that, wouldn't it? I
I'm
don't,
not. I'm not sure what the spot price was. Is that you're saying about
I'm
15
sure
years ago?
someone in the
Yeah.
audience can tell us. I bought that in around 2009, 2010. That's a 10-ounce bar. So it wouldn't have been that low, would it? It wouldn't have been that low, would it? I'm sure someone can tell us roughly what I paid for that, but I can't quite remember what I paid for that one, but obviously not the same as today's prices. So, yeah, so
No.
they're the first 2 pieces I brought. And I started collecting gold. Then I just started buying the silver coins, and that went on for a little while. And then I sort of got sidetracked then by bit of shares, bit of crypto, like everyone does, you know. So I
Yeah.
started neglecting the silver and the gold collecting. So you know, it was something I never planned to sell, but it was just stored in my safe. Started getting attracted by all these other things. Made some money, lost some money. Wish I'd have I wish I'd have stayed with this and not got distracted by other things, because if I'd carried on buying gold at nearly 45, £50 an ounce, then I'd have been really well by now. But
You would have been
you live and
laughing.
you learn, don't you? And you learn by doing these things. And you know, the crypto I don't have anything to do with anymore. Just very volatile, and I don't think I've got enough knowledge in it. Stocks and shares, yeah, I still continue to save in stocks and shares and investments like that. But now, So then I started cutting the coins, and then that when I started cutting the coins, I originally didn't plan on cutting silver coins. I just started cutting coins, and then eventually it sort of clicked. I've got some silver coins upstairs. You know, that would be special, something to do. But obviously, you're worried about the value of the coin compared to using a coin. You know, a 50p
Yeah.
or a 50p. Start using a silver coin, you have to wait till you're a little bit more experienced. So yeah, I do stack. I've not got a lot compared to, I imagine, some of you guys. My silver collection, it sits at around 125 ounce, so not major amounts.
Well, you've got about double what I've got in silver, mate. I'm
Yeah,
just over 60 ounces now. I started in April, so 125 ounces. That's not as much as some, but it's also a lot more than most people. So I'd say that's a very good stack you've got there, mate.
yeah. So and what I'm trying to do, but you know, it's easier said than done. You cut a coin. I sort of, you know, I buy a coin for £35. I cut it and I sell it for near a little bit more than double that. So I try and double my stack, but that doesn't always work in theory, does it? I'm trying to build a business at the end of the day, so there's always something else you need to shell out for. You need a better camera, you
Yeah.
need a better saw, you need a better this, you need a better that. So that is the aim of the game. I want to try and just double my stack and keep building on my silver and my gold. But yeah, it doesn't always work like that. But that's the plan. I do aim to keep stacking the gold and silver, but also I buy a piece, I cut it. So I try and buy double, and you know, if I see a piece I like, I try and buy two. I've cut one, and then
Yeah.
save the other. But then if you cut the first one and it sells well, then you end up cutting the other. So it's hard to keep track at the minute of it is hard to keep track of where, you know, what I'm cutting and what I've got to rebuy, and I'm trying to replenish stock all the time to keep it the same numbers. I need to develop a bit of a better system for that, I think.
Maybe some sort of formulated Excel spreadsheet to keep a
Yeah.
track of all the numbers. That's sometimes a good go-to. But with that all in mind, and I was interested to hear you mention about you're stacking and collecting on the side of starting this. I want to dive into the starting of this shortly. I've got a question based around that. But just on SBC's question, you obviously you have some gold. You started in 2009. You have silver.
Let me just check that, because I've seen someone put in the comments that I must have been using my pocket money. Let me just check my dates are right. I'm just on my computer now. I'm just going to make sure. I'm just going to check my first ever receipt for a piece of. It's actually a delivery note, but let me find that and just make sure what I'm quoting is right, because maybe I'm
Yeah.
wrong there.
And that was for the
I'm
gold
sorry,
piece,
so
right?
let me tell my sorry, it was 2019, not 2009, guys. I'm sorry about that. So yeah, way off. That was a 5 gram. 2019, yeah. There's my Britannia 10-ounce silver bar. That's a delivery notes. Unfortunately, the price isn't on there, but it was 2019, not 2009. Sorry.
Yeah, but I'm sure you still would have had a reasonable return on that over the last
Yeah.
6
Well, I know
years.
that the gold was
Good.
definitely around the 45 or maybe 49 pound, if off the top of my head, but I can't remember the silver.
Yeah,
S365 said 200 pound maybe. That sounds that's about what I've had from memory, but it's a bit hazy, that one. I can't. It maybe was
yeah,
around that price.
yeah. With that in mind, though, coin cutter, if silver did hit £50 an ounce and
Yeah.
gold hit £4,000 an ounce, would you sell up?
No way. Surely none of us. Would any of us? Like,
Would
if
anyone?
if we're buying it at 30 and we want to cash out at 50, like, I don't think that's very ambitious. I'm ready to. I want to go. I want silver to hit the jackpot. I'm holding on till that day comes, and yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not certainly not selling out at 50 pound. I don't, £20 profit. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here for
the long term.
yeah, definitely. I'm here for the long
Yeah,
term. This is rainy day money or really severe, you know, I don't know, lost my job or ill health and can't work. Then maybe then, but other than that, this is for when I'm grey and old. This.
yeah, I think you're
Yeah.
absolutely right. I think unless there's an emergency, which you've obviously got the fund for there, silver's very liquid, especially if you've got 1 ounce of stuff like that. Britannia's easy to sell. Regardless, my stance on this, mate, is regardless what silver does in the short term, it is a long term thing for me. So,
Yeah.
regardless how the market fluctuates and the price, goes up and down within that, I wouldn't be considering an exit strategy for at least 20 years or so. I'm nearly 30, so I'm not thinking about selling
Yeah.
unless, the worst happens and I need, say, a grand or two really quick. I'd have to sell some silver or some gold in the future. But it's
Yeah.
an interesting question. I'm interested in what the guys in the chat think about that. Just to remind the guys, I will be focusing, both of us here on the panel will be focusing specifically on the chat and your questions at a certain segment of this podcast. I will keep an eye on it myself throughout, but if you do have any burning questions, please do save it specifically for that segment, just so we don't miss anything, because we do try our best. But I've got a few questions for you, mate, that I've pre-prepared, and I'd
Yeah.
like to start going through them. So are you ready for that?
Yeah, let's do it. Just going back to what we said about the £50 thing. Sorry, just to circle back to
Yeah,
that.
of course.
Like, if I was willing to sell at £50 for the silver, then I'd sort of be looking to close up shop, because if I was to stop buying when it gets the value of 50, then I would not be cutting. So there's no, for the cutting part of it, there's definitely no idea, no plan to sell, because I want more stock, and even if it's 50, then people will still be paying 50, and people will still be paying a bit extra when I do my bit of work to it. So yeah, it's got to go a lot
Yeah.
more than that for me to ever consider selling. I don't even think I could put a number on it. Could you?
No, I couldn't. I couldn't be exact with a number. Like I say, I'm trying to not focus too much on the numbers for the next however many years,
Yeah,
and just enjoying the journey more than anything. The only thing that will change for me is obviously silver's a lot more affordable, as we know. I want to get more gold going forward, as and when I can, in the
yeah.
form of sovereigns and stuff like that. But yeah, that'll take more time to save up and buy. So it's very easy to keep adding to the silver stack in the meantime, mate.
Yeah.
But you mentioned there, you touched on kind of the beginning, the first coin that you cutted, where this all began, and that's what my first question is all about. So, the coin cutter, what first inspired you to start cutting coins into jigsaws, puzzles? And do you remember the very first coin you ever worked on? I was dying to ask you before, but I knew it
Yeah.
was a question I prepared, so there we go.
So the start of the story, the start of the inspiration was just on I'm always quite open to ideas, and I like making money, and I like business ideas, and I'm always trying to think of something. So my mind's always quite open and looking for the right thing. I've tried a lot of things. Some have gone wrong, some have gone well, and then just end died a death. And I'm a bit of a trier. So, but this particular story started with I was on holiday in Portugal with my family. We was in Lisbon. I have mentioned this before, and a few people have said they've seen this guy. I was walking up the top of this. It was like walking up a hill, sort of cobbled hill, to get to the top of this monument. I can't actually remember what it was called, but during this walk, I was pushing the pushchair, and my son's wheel got stuck in the cobble, which
Yeah.
made me overturn the pushchair. Right, so if the baby pretty much fell out. Well, he was, yeah. and you're a
Oh
bit
no.
embarrassed, aren't you? People are around you at that point. You feel very embarrassed, and then your missus starts laying into you like, "Gives him here, you can't push him. What have you done to him? What have you done to him?" And then, to save me looking any more red faced, having the pushchair took off me, I turned it back over. I put him in it, and I stormed off with him. I said, "No, I'm pushing him. I'm pushing him. Leave me alone. I'm pushing him." And I got to the top of this hill, stormed off on my own. And then I thought, right, I better stop and wait for everyone else to catch us up. And I just found myself stood next to this stall, and there's a guy there, and he was just sat on a stool, and he was just using a saw, and he was just cutting coins. He was just carving into these coins. And I just looked, and he had a display behind him of all coins he's caught, and I just thought, that's great. It's sort of like opened up a different dimension, really. You think when you think of a coin, you think of it as solid, don't you? You don't think that it's
Yeah.
penetrable. You just look at it as that's a coin. You have them in your pocket, and you don't think of dissecting a coin up, do you? It's not something that ever crossed my mind. And once that, the cogs started turning, I didn't speak to him. I didn't ask him how much they cost. I just had a look, and I thought they look great. They look really good. And I thought I could do that. I just had, just have a feeling I can do something, and that looks
Yeah.
quite easy. And by that point, everyone had caught me up, and we carried on with our journey to whatever we was going to see that day. But it played on my mind, and I didn't even mention it to the missus because she knows I'm a trier, and she'll just think it's another one of my crazy ideas. So, but I started researching and looking at what tools you would use to cut this stuff. And I ordered one while I was away, and I ordered it off eBay. It cost me about £13, and it came with blades. So when I got home, this was there, and I still hadn't told her because I thought she'll just laugh at me. She'll think I'm just being, another crazy.
Yeah.
So I waited till one night when she went work, because she works evenings. Kids are in bed, and I got this all together, and I'd done some research on the internet, but it's very limited. Like, there's not a lot of information out there at all. So I thought, right, let's try on a 2p. Put a 2p on the edge of the table, and trying to pin it down with my fingers, and the amount of just snap the blade, snap the blade, snap the blade. All I was trying to do was cut in a straight line. I thought, this is awful. This is fucking horrible. Like, I'm never going to be able to do this. So, but I think maybe I got halfway through the coin, snapped another blade. Thought, forget this. Next night, I did it again. Then I thought, this is no good for me. Keep snapping blades. It's too hard to do. I tried looking into it, couldn't find the information out there. And I just thought, leave it. A few days later, I thought, I'm going to try again. And that third time, I managed to not just cut in a straight line, I managed to go round the queen and cut the queen out. Perfectly,
Wow.
I thought at the time. I mean, I wouldn't think it was perfect if I look at it now, and I've still got that queen's head. But at the time, I thought I'd done the perfect job. So then once that part happened, I started thinking, you start thinking, actually, I can do this. I can do this.
Practice makes perfect, right?
Yeah, and that is it really. It clicked, and I felt like I could do it. And so we started with 2p's, and then 10p's, and then tried to do something a little smaller, a 5p, because obviously a lot smaller. One game changer that I've not brought with me here today is when I first started cutting coins, I was trying to pin them to the edge of the table, which is very difficult. You've got to put a lot of pressure on your fingers. What I have
Yeah.
now is a peg. It's like a peg that sticks off the table, and it's got a V in it. So the V is like a cutout, like that. So when I rest my coin on there, if you tell you the mic's there. So when I rest my coin on the V,
Yeah.
my blade's going through the center of the V. So that now it's not hard to hold because the pressure is going through the center of the V. So it's called it's like a peg basically that. And once I got that was a game changer as well, because it just makes it a lot easier to hold the coin. So
Keep it still, keep it pinned down so you can work at it.
yeah, and also you need to be able to turn it with your not work. You're sawing and you're turning your saw hand. You also need to turn your not sawing hand as well. Sometimes you turn the coin instead of the saw, depending on what kind of corner you're doing or what angle you're sitting at. And then the jigsaws. So I've been doing this for a little while, and I was trying to sell coins. I was doing 50p's, 20p's, but it was hard because who wants to pay £15 for a normal 50p that someone's cut a chunk out of? And I sort of thought it's not really going to go anywhere. Though I might do well at it, and I might get views on TikTok and get some followers. I thought they're not going to sell. It's not going to be a sellers. And then I thought the silver I already owned, and thought one day I'd love to do that, but I daren't do it yet. So building up confidence, eventually I started. I can't actually remember what I did to the first silver coin. Do you know what? The first thing I might have done to a silver coin might have been a jigsaw, but I can't remember.
Do you remember which coin it was? The first when you
Britannia.
first got...
Definitely Britannia, because that's mostly what I've got in my collection, the Britannia. So it was 100%
Yeah.
Britannia. I cannot remember my first. I remember my first jigsaw. So the first thing I done, because there's someone in this room who brought the first jigsaw, and he actually brought my first two.
Ooh.
Britman 65 brought both my first two jigsaws. But
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah. So, but to get the idea for the jigsaw, I seen it. Someone showed me a TikTok, and it was a guy in America, and I'm sure if some of you have seen him, he's called Luke's Coin Art, and he is fantastic. Like his jigsaws are amazing, better than mine, I think. And I messaged him when when I first seen what he could do. I said, someone showed me, and I said, yeah, that's been done with a laser. There's no way he's done that by hand. And then he showed me the next where he was cutting it by hand. That's sort of like, I thought, bloody, I could never do that. That night I got home and I did it. All right, it was a bit rough, but I did it, and I did it on it was like a £5 coin, about the same size as an ounce, but it was a £5 coin.
Yeah.
That went not too bad. I mean, looking at it now, it looked at the time I was proud of it. And then I did it to a silver coin, yeah. And that's it. Yeah, I did it to a silver coin, and I put it on eBay, and yeah, Britman65 brought it. But going back to Luke's coin art, I did message him at the time, and I said, what you do is great. I'd love to do it. I don't dare try it on my silver yet. And he said, try this, try it on this coin, build up to this, and he gave me some tips. And he's got a lot of followers, but he never followed me. And then a couple of weeks ago, I put a video up, and he followed me, and he messaged me saying how much I'd come on. So that was a nice feeling to get that message back from him.
100%. I
Yeah,
think just hearing you talk about it, I'll be honest, I've just sort of sat back and honestly, I just really enjoy listening to the kind of the origin story. That's what I find so interesting. There's what we see today. I mentioned I've come across you recently, and I absolutely love what you're doing. Just hearing where it started sounded like you kind of gave it a go and thought, wow, this is hard. Am I going to really do this? You tried it again, third time. Third time's a charm, right?
yeah.
And then you've tried it with different things. Obviously, there's a lot in between, but you've now scaled this into a business, and your skill set has grown. And definitely, when people are acknowledging that, such as you just said, it must be a fantastic feeling. And credit to you for what you're doing and what you've achieved. And it leads very nicely, Coin Cutter, onto my next question, because your work, and I've said this a few times to you privately, your work is incredibly precise, and probably over time it's getting more and more precise as you take on harder projects, right? So you've sort of done this already, but would you mind walking us through the process of turning a single coin into a perfectly fitting jigsaw?
Okay, yeah. So where do I start with that one? I mean, the jigsaw, if you think about a jigsaw concept, it's actually quite easy because, let's imagine when I first started cutting coins, I would, sort of some of the designs I do, I actually cut around the picture that's already there. So I can see what I'm doing. The picture's already there. Someone's done the hard work. I'm just normally cutting it out neatly and then trying to do something with it after. But with the jigsaws, obviously I need to mark the coin up in the shape of a jigsaw because that pattern's not already on there. So what I normally do is I'll get some like masking tape, draw around it. So sorry, I keep burping. It's that rum.
It's okay.
So I'll draw around the coin and then I'll measure it, mark my jigsaw out on the masking tape by hand. So I've drawn around it around the coin, and then I've used my ruler. I've measured out the correct gaps. I'll draw a grid on there, and then I'll start drawing the curves. Well, that is by hand. That is the noggins and the dips and the curves. And then I'll stick that to the coin, and then it is just a case of following the lines. So you have then got a coin covered in masking tape with drawn lines on it. So at that point, you're just following the lines. There's not a pic. You can't see the coin because it's covered in masking tape. And the amount of times you sort of cut one and you think, oh, this has gone bad. I've made a mistake there. But a lot of the time, by the time you get this tape off at the end, it always works out to what you want it to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you can't see what you're doing. And you think, no, this is going to be shit. This is going to be shit. The amount of times I talk myself out of a piece and then I take the sellotape off and think, actually, that's great. So I've got one in here with me. I just thought I'd show you a jigsaw there. If you can see it within the light. That is
Look at that.
an
I love
antique.
it when it all slots together perfectly in a capsule as well. It looks lovely.
I'm going back to
But
what I was saying about a jigsaw being easy. You think that I know it's hard to cut that shape, but whatever shape I cut on this piece, on piece number one, well, number two's been cut on the same curve, hasn't it? So they just join together. As long as you've marked it out right,
yeah,
actually cut it. The curve of the jigsaw, one piece slots together perfectly with the next piece. Now, I've never done
just a
this.
quick question on that. Sorry, mate. I was thinking the same thing as what 365's commented. That one you just shown us, was that like an antique / toned
Yeah.
one?
So again, this was antiqued and toned by Britman65, who's in the audience.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see. I don't know if it's light enough for you to see there, but that is an antiqued Brit jigsaw. Yeah, and I love the way the antique ones look. I think they look better than the shiny ones when they're jigsawed, because I think
It's
sometimes
beautiful.
I think the shine of the normal ones is so shiny it takes the eye away from the cutouts. But when it's antiqued, I think it really holds it well. So yeah,
Yeah, that looks so good. It's not just straight lines though that you're cutting. What I find, um, or what I imagine would be a challenge. I mean, with a handsaw, I've cut wood, right? That's all I can say I've done. Chopping down wood in the garden, which we'll then use to put on the fire, just like pallets and stuff, breaking
yeah,
it down. It's one thing cutting straight lines and getting the technique and becoming better at that, but you're also cutting curves, very finite sort of details. You mentioned the roach that there was
yeah,
of the Queen's Beast. The
yeah.
detail, every single thing. Like, how are you kind of engineering that saw to get to a point and think, right, I need to come in from a different angle to get around
Yeah.
this? That's the bit I imagine that's really hard work.
I think it's just practice, isn't it? And confidence. And you've got to have a good eye. One thing is, your eyes have got to be good,
Yeah.
especially when you're doing something that small as each individual beast on a one ounce Queen's Beast. That's hard to do. I sometimes take a break, look back, and it's all about the light. I've got to have good lighting because it needs to be bright so I can see what I'm doing. But yeah, I would say like on the Queen's Beast, I'm not engineering the design because the design's already there. I'm just using the saw and cutting out the excess really. As the
Yeah.
jigsaws are right, I'm making the design and I'm doing nice curves but that's all in the marking out. And I've done that at the marking out stage. I might take 15, 20 minutes to mark that. So my masking tape on the table, face down, I might take ages to mark that out, 15, 20 minutes before I stick it to the coin. I'm happy with it. And if the marking out's right, then you just follow your lines. And as long as you don't deviate from your lines and you've marked it out right, but obviously, sometimes you do deviate from your lines. Of course you do. You make a mistake. I'm often watching telly while I'm doing it because I'm not comfortable at doing it now. So I'm often taking a look away while I'm doing it.
Multitasking
Yeah, but you get to a point where you can correct any mistake, don't you? If you've done something so many times, you can correct that mistake. So
comes with experience, that I
yeah,
imagine.
and I think sometimes I will spot things that no one else will, and sometimes I beat myself up about them things. But I'll just yeah, if you see the piece Silverpunk's just put in the chat, I think that's my very favourite piece I've ever worked on. That is
I,
one
I will. I will have a
That is an
quick look at
amazing
that.
piece. Yeah,
The,
I did not wanna give him
just
that back. I love it, and it's in his auction tonight, so I think it's lot number 30 in his auction tonight, and yeah, it's
there
very
we
special.
go.
Very, very special. It was a joy to work on that one,
I will.
and,
I'll have a look at that in just a second. There
yeah,
was one comment which caught my eye in the chat. I just wanted to get your view on it because it made me
yeah,
laugh as well. From the Mercian metal detecting, and it's in line with what you were talking about. And he said, mate, he said, back in the day, I used to cut old Queen Victoria pennies to leave her smoking a joint and
yeah.
Edward VII with a Mohican. What are your thoughts on that?
You know what? I've recently done it with a 20p. Someone said to me, "Would you do me? I've been looking for one for ages. I want a 20 pence with a queen smoking a spliff and a loop in the top so I can put it in a keyring." So I made him one, yeah. It's not something
Brilliant.
I advertise, but yeah, I've done it, and I've seen them around, and they're quite cool. I think when I was in Portugal, they were the kind of things this guy was making, funky, fun stuff like that. So
Yeah, and I have just, of course, scrolled down. Absolutely stunning piece of collaboration there with our very own Silverpunk, a very talented pourer. And just on that, as you mentioned, as we know, I've got my custom pour here from Silverpunk. It's a beautiful Lurtz piece, which I'm a massive fan of Lord of the Rings, basically, mate. I don't know if
yeah,
you are, but I requested that as a custom piece from Silverpunk. He didn't want to do the lettering, but I pestered him like I do with everyone, and he did it, and he did a fantastic job. And of course, to the guys watching, if you didn't already know, this isn't just Sundays of Craven. This is a Super Sunday. We have the coin cutter on right now as a special guest, which is amazing. At 8 o'clock this evening, Silverpunk's defaced auction live will be following us. So lots to look forward to, and I can't wait to see that auction myself. I'm very much looking forward to it, and thank you for joining in to this Silverpunk as well. That what you posted there is beautiful. Did you, when you were doing that, did you feel like, how can I put this? Do you feel like, oh, it's such a beautiful piece, or do you think, is there any piece that you're doing where you think, oh, and we've sort of touched on this. Do you think, oh, I have regret? It's a piece of art, or do you feel, do you know what? I'm confident in what I'm doing, and this is adding to it. By the way, I've asked that from someone who thinks that's stunning. But do you ever cut through something and feel guilt, or should I be doing this? Does that ever go through your head?
of course, I felt a bit like that with sorry, the one we're just talking about, lot 30 for Silverpunk. I
Yeah,
sort of thought this is a stunning piece, and I'm holding that in my hand, and I thought, can I improve this? And I've sort of said that to him. I don't know if I can improve this, and he said, "You can. You know, you can. Let me send it." Yeah, so I said, "Okay, send it me. We'll do some markings out. We'll look at some." We'll look at some examples. Maybe we were talking about, do we do it as he said a 4-piece, and I said no, I don't think 4-piece is the right way to go. I think we need to go 6. But I said, let me mark out as a 6, and I mark it out as a 4 and make a decision. When I marked it out as a 4, I messaged him. I said, you was right. I said 4 is the way to go. He was right from the start. So, and once I'd marked it again, as long as the marking's right, and I'd spent a lot of time marking it, I didn't rush it. I did it one evening, went back to it the next evening, and when I was truly happy with it, I had no doubt that I've got his piece laying next to mine, marking out. At that point, I've got no doubt that it's going to look great. But
Yeah.
with Silverpunk's paws, it's not like a coin that's flat and perfectly flat. This is different raised levels. Like I imagine your Lord of the Rings piece is there. It's thin in one area, it's thick in another. So
Yeah.
yeah, that
Yeah.
that is a different sort of landscape to contend with, because one minute the saw's going through a thin piece and it's flying through, and the next minute you hit a really thick piece and you're going nowhere. So you've got to be ready that when you get to the end of that thick piece, the blade's going to speed up again, and you've got to make sure you don't go wrong. So, but it was a
Yeah, I
joy.
think
It was a joy to work on.
I think the correct term, I might be wrong here, but would we call that like ultra high relief? Because like you say, it comes out of it's not just a flat bar. I'm not going to get it out now because I'll end up knocking over my whole setup. It's nicely wedged in, but it's sort of 3D. Yeah, it comes out of the bar. It's amazing the detail, different bits, different heights. And I think that comes from what he does beforehand on the 3D printing software. I think that's where that comes from, the different, dimensions and stuff. But yeah, it's really interesting, mate, and I'm enjoying listening to. Someone said it in the chat before. You're actually a really good storyteller. I do, obviously, on the Sundays. I spend a lot of time talking, but I've got to be honest. I'm enjoying listening so much to what you're saying.
I hope
But
I'm
there
not
is
talking too much, guys, and I hope I'm not talking too fast, because a lot of people say I talk too fast. So just let us know if I am.
You're spot on, mate. Yeah, but there's a very important matter now that we need to address. There's a question I prepared, and this was heavily influenced from kind of the mascot of my channel now, which is Little John. I think you know where this is going, my friend. You were aware of this. And Little John's taken matters into his own hands, basically. So, guys in the chat, this is something that we need to settle right here, right now. So, my next question, which is mainly from Little John, the coin cutter.
Yeah.
You took a precious Little John silver coin and sliced it up like a Sunday roast. Be honest.
Well, it wasn't
Did
that
you?
precious to me. But carry on. But carry on.
Be honest. Did you feel even a tiny bit of guilt? And if I handed you another one right now, would you happily do it all over again?
Well, at the time it was Coin Noob who asked me to cut the Little John Jigsaw. Yeah, at the time I was quite new to this, and I needed all the custom I could get, and I didn't know that there was a person in the community that was a
Protector.
Yeah, a protector. That's the word I was looking for. A protector of Little John. I didn't know there was a protector of Little John. I didn't know our paths had crossed so close later down the line. So no, I didn't feel guilty at the time. I still don't actually feel that guilty now, because at the time I didn't know you. Would I do it again? Well, if the price is right.
Well, I mean, I completely get it, by the way, and just so people know, this is for the humour side of things, as you know. But I did say Little John took matters into his own hands, and he made a trip to the local post office. So, the coin cutter, have you received any mail this week?
I have received a little bit, yeah. I've received actually quite a lot. I caught the postman yesterday, and I had quite a lot, but I've not had time to open it all.
Well, Little John doesn't do much talking, but he has, he believes in action rather than words, okay? So he has sent you something, and he would like, just a couple of minutes on this podcast, he would like you to open a letter that he has sent you directly and share it with our fantastic audience this evening, please.
Let's see, because this bag goes everywhere, man. I've got a couple of things in here. Is it that one?
Let's have a look. Yeah, that looks looks right to me. Yeah. Handle with care. It's very official documentation. It took him a lot of time to go through the solicitors and stuff. And guys in the chat, when you see this, I want your opinions on this. So, kind of like in the
Yeah,
court.
I think this is definitely the one.
Are
Yeah.
we able to get a zoom in? Yeah.
Right, let me read that.
365's looking forward to this
Right.
already.
This is an official non-cutting agreement. Okay, this is between the coin cutter and Stacking with Craven, protector of Little John.
Yeah.
I, the coin cutter, do solemnly swear I shall not cut, slice, engrave, nibble, or even glance suspiciously at a Little John silver coin. This includes all coins the host emotionally identifies as Little John, regardless of actual coin status. Violating this pact may result in public shaming, dramatic size, and revoked privileges. This contract is binding until the end of the episode. Oh, so only until the end of the episode, or until I forget. Okay, so that might be a little bit longer. Whatever happens first. So signed in the mostly good faith, the coin cutter, and then and it looks like you've already signed this, protector of Little John. There's a signature
Yeah.
there already.
Oh, it's all signed.
It's
ready to go.
So this is a contract you want me to sign?
Well, I mean, look, I want you to sign it if you want to sign it. I want to know: do the audience think that the coin cutter should sign? Silverpunk says no sign, no sign. No. I just want to get a general feel.
Should I sign this? Because what am I tying myself up for here?
No, everyone's saying don't sign.
Don't sign. What do you think, Craven? You think? Well, you obviously want me to sign this.
Ignore them all.
I mean, there's got to be some flexibility on here. I mean, come on.
There's officially a poll in the chat.
Yeah, come on, get the poll. Sign it up or rip it up. Go on, guys.
I'm just going to say, I don't care what the rules are. If this is hashtag rigged or whatever, I've clicked on sign it, and it needs a few more votes because it's only on 28%. No. Oh, God. Yeah, people don't want you to sign it. They want you to rip it up live.
Where do you get the poll results from? When do we get them?
So he's put a poll in. It's got 59 minutes left. Obviously, I plan to run this till 7 if that's okay with you.
Shall we wait and see what the poll says on that one then?
Yeah, we'll come back to it. But we will come back to it. Make sure you do put your votes in the hat, guys. The options.
Can I vote in the poll?
Well, what depends what your vote is.
Is it anonymous? Well, you know what I've put?
Little John will know.
Well, I'm going to vote in the poll because I don't think you'll be able to see what I've put. So let's hope this is anonymous. I'm going to say I've gone for my vote anyway, Craven.
I know what you've gone for because it's just gone up by 1. You've gone for rip it up. The audacity! Do you know how long Little John took getting that contract?
Well, yeah. Well, I know I've put rip it up, but you do make me feel a little bit guilty now. So let's just see what the poll says at the end, because I might have to. I think I've got to go with the majority. Whatever my respect is for you, Craven, I've got to go with the majority, mate. So you need to big up Little John and hope you get some more votes by the end, because you're a long way behind.
Oh well. Talking of Little John, do you remember? I think you caught the back end of this. Do you remember what was sort of agreed that I'd have to do if I don't get to 1K by the end of the year? It involves you.
You've got to have that jigsaw, haven't you?
Oh God!
I mean, you should have never mentioned that, because that makes people want you to not get to 1,000, because people want to see that jigsaw.
Yeah, I know. Nobody subscribes anymore. People are unsubscribing. People are telling you to rip it up. Everyone's against me. No. But yeah, no, that's absolutely brilliant, mate. I want you to make a decision that's right for you. And of course, if you're going by the majority, it's not looking good for Little John. But that's something to think about, and something that we will come back to. And of course, we'll move on to the chat sooner or later. I've got a few more questions for you. Am I okay to move on, mate?
Yeah, ready to move on, mate. Yeah, sorry, I was looking at some of the funny comments in the chat about this Little John.
I know, there's absolutely loads, and I love how active people are being. I've only got a few more questions for you, and then we'll focus on the chat before giveaways and that kind of fun stuff, which is all to come, guys. There's quite a lot today, let me tell you. So, we're going to talk about goals and your vision. I think you're clearly a very ambitious person. You had an idea, you acted on it, you've perfected it. You come across as a bit of a perfectionist. You come across very well, and I've been interested in your story so far. But let's think about the future a bit with this question. So where do you see the Coin Cutter brand and business going in the next few years? Do you want to stay sort of niche, or are you looking to expand into other forms of coin art that maybe you haven't done or considered just yet?
I don't think I want to expand into something different. I mean, you never know what happens in time, and we might have to pivot sometimes to get where we need to go. But I am the coin cutter. I've made it quite. I mean, the title is quite explanatory. There's not far I can deviate from what I do with a name like that. It's what I want to do. I don't want to start doing any pouring or anything like that. Um, so yeah, I really want to stay doing what I do. I want to be the best at what I do. You know, there's not that many people out there that do it, and the people that do it, most of them are of a, I believe, of a bit of an older generation, more old-fashioned generation that probably aren't maybe great at, you know, what they do, and maybe don't have a chance to be so successful on social media. Not that
Yeah.
I'm necessarily going to be successful on social media, but I think age is on my side with that. And you know, I'm quite younger than what I believe most people who are in this game, and I believe that I could take it to levels that it's not been before. And I believe that I can. You know, I want this to be my full-time job. I don't want to. I mean, good job. My boss is not here 'cause I'm in the office. But yeah, I don't want this to be. I want this to be my job, the coin cutting. I want that to be my daily job. I love doing it. It makes me happy doing it. You know, it's not a chore to me. It feels like a pleasure.
Yeah.
I always do it in the evening, so kids are going in bed. I've been working all day. Kids are going in bed. Mrs. normally puts them in bed. That's around 8 o'clock. That's maybe half seven, eight. That's me in the kitchen for a couple of hours. I do it in the kitchen at home because I haven't got, you know, I've got a nice workshop in the garden. But the reason I do it in the kitchen is because when the missus at work in the evenings, I need to be in the house when the kids are asleep to hear them if they wake up. So I'm sort of tired at the minute to not be able to go and do it in the shed because I do it while the kids are in bed. So, but again, it's not a chore. I love doing it. And I just, yeah, my missus gets fed up of hearing about it. But as
Well,
much as she supports me, you know, it's all I ever talk about. And she says it a lot. It's all you ever talk about. I do.
I'm certainly not getting bored of hearing about it, mate. I think what shines through with you, and once again, you come across really well. I can tell how passionate you are about this. It's great to see. And yeah, you're looking to stay sort of, if it's the right word, niche. I guess it's a small-ish community or sector or whatever the category of customers that you're targeting this towards. But for you, more it's about promoting your brand and getting that in front of more eyes. I can see you've done a fantastic job, as we've discussed, on the social media side. You've built a lot of followers on the TikTok platform, and I also know that you've recently started a YouTube channel as well. And if anyone's not subscribed to the Coin Cutter's YouTube channel, go and subscribe to the Coin Cutter. I'm subscribed to you, and I can't wait to see more on YouTube. Do you think you'll be looking to post more on the YouTube side of things going forward?
I think like I mentioned to you the other day when we was having a private chat, like the thing I'm finding difficult at the minute is obviously I've started on TikTok and I'm doing well on TikTok. But I know I can't just be on TikTok. I need to be on other things. And a lot of you guys, especially in the social stackers Discord, a lot of you guys are on YouTube and not on TikTok. So there's certain places I need to put myself in both places. What I do find hard at the minute is when filming for TikTok, I need to have my phone
Yeah.
vertical, right? And then when I'm filming for YouTube, if I'm not doing YouTube Shorts and I want to do a full length YouTube video, then my phone needs to be horizontal. Well, then I sort of can't use that. I'm sort of in a crossroads where I can't use that content on both platforms. So I've either got to
Yeah.
just concentrate on YouTube Shorts and then I can use my phone in the same angle for both, or I've got it like, you know, the other day I did a coin and I've brought a new phone stand that holds my phone horizontally. And I've done all the recording I've done for it. It's been in horizontal, so I can make a YouTube out of it. But then I'm also quite sad that that's not going to go on my TikTok. So I don't know, it's a bit of a fine balance, and I'm trying to do a bit of both. My main place at the minute is TikTok, but I'm trying to edge over to TikTok and gradually bring it in. And I know over time it'll come more natural, be able to split between the two platforms. But yeah, it's just taking a little bit of time. So I'm not as active on YouTube, but I know I've got to be. And yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
You can, when you're filming widescreen for YouTube, you can. Do you use an iPhone?
I do, yes.
Yeah, you can, within the photo gallery, there is an option to basically switch the aspect ratio so it is in the correct format. But what that does when you're going from like upright to widescreen, it kind of zooms everything in. So unless what you're doing on screen is bang in the center that's
Yeah,
appropriate for a short on
yeah,
YouTube or a TikTok, it just doesn't look quite right. So I can understand that
yeah,
that is a challenge. And all these things take time. You know, you mentioned you're working, you're a family man, you're putting in hours every day in your workshop, your office to do what you're doing with your, you know, the coin cut stuff, the
yeah,
puzzles. and then there's promoting the brand on top. Are you a one-man band, or do you have anyone that helps you?
It is literally just me. Yeah, and I'm very busy and very active. Yeah, I do. I've got a busy job. My day job is busy. I do 10-hour days, so it's you're getting home at 5. You've got a couple of hours to entertain the children, get them bath, get them bed, and then it is a couple of hours cutting the coins. So, but again,
Yeah,
like I said, that's not a chore, and I can't wait to get. Sometimes I can't wait to get that saw in my hand because I've had an idea all day, or I've had an idea for a couple of days, and I just need to cut it. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
I'm not tired. I'm not going in there thinking and dreading it. That's my chill time, really.
Yeah. Just to reiterate, mate, it's such a pleasure having you on here. Thank you again for coming on and talking about your story, talking about the future. I, for one, can't wait to see where you go, what you do next. I've seen just pieces of the work that you've done. I'm amazed by it, and I can't wait to see it. I think you'll go very far, mate. I truly do, and I think what you're creating is something different, and it's very special. It's impressive, but I also think you as a character will also boost up the numbers because as more people get to know you, such as I've had the pleasure of doing this week, I think I think you're very relatable, and behind all the great work that you do, you're just a genuine standout guy, mate. So credit to you, and I'm interested in following your journey. We've touched on this. This question is really just a quick one. We've already sort of touched on it. I now know that you stack. You've got some gold, you've got some silver. You sort of mentioned it. Do you have a strategy in terms of what you're buying, or is it just you'll buy a piece in duplicate, so you've got one to work on and one to one to keep for your stack, or what?
No,
Is there a certain amount you need to buy per week, or?
there's no strategy because it is what's hot at the time, isn't it? And yeah, there's not really a strategy. I just need to keep my. I know you said earlier put it on an Excel spreadsheet, and I have put it on an Excel spreadsheet, and I just look at the total, and I need to know how many ounces of silver I got. It doesn't matter. It can be whatever it is, as long as I don't need it to be a certain thing. Just whatever if I'm doing well with something at the time, like at the minute I'm doing a good thing with the American Eagles. Yeah, then I need a few of them. I'm always gonna have Brits in my collection because that is the heart of my collection, and I imagine most of us because it's probably the most readily available for us in this country.
Yeah,
But so
yeah,
no strategy really about stock. It's finding something I like, and if that does well, right, I need to buy more of them.
I like it.
Yeah,
And with your work, it's I touched on this sort of thing with Silver Punk when he come on. Is obviously being essentially like an artist that you're looking to evolve, create new things. Um, do you find yourself kind of playing trial and error sometimes? Something that you're not sure, you
yeah,
give it a go and see how
yeah,
the audience or your targeted customers react to it to know if you're going to make more. Do you kind of do that a
yeah,
lot?
yeah. So I will often cut a piece without the end goal in mind. I will start cutting. I did it with this Una the Lion I've just made, right? So I cut the center out. I cut the Una and the Lion out before I
Yeah,
decided I was going to jigsaw the frame. So I sort of just thought I'll cut that out perfectly because that's a lovely image to cut out, and then I'll decide what I'm doing with the frame after. So sometimes it's just start cutting and work it out as I'm going along. Now, this is the first one of these I've ever made. It's in the auction room on the social stackers. So, but I do know I want to do that again, and I've got a different idea in mind for the second time. But it just evolves as you start cutting. It starts off as one thing, and then let's see where it goes. And at the end of the day, I always try and go with the mindset that if it goes wrong, it's still an ounce of silver. All right, might have lost a few gram, but at the end of the day, it's still what I brought it for, and it's weight in silver. I've not brought it because I love that coin. I brought it because it's an ounce of silver, and it's near enough still an ounce of silver if I have to chuck it in the scrap yard or in my scrap pot. It's not like I say, it's not ruined, is it? I have to have
no.
that mindset that it's still the same thing, really. So yeah, I often start cutting, not knowing where I'm going to go.
Yeah, just a
I'll
quick
make
one on
one.
that, mate.
Yeah,
And I like that because all great things start with an idea. So I think that's really cool how you kind of start and you don't know what the end product's going to look like. So I find that interesting. But something you said there, I just noticed Little John kind of, excuse me, Little John kind of like tweaked. He felt uncomfortable about something you said. With your scrap pot,
yeah.
because correct me if I'm wrong, there is elements of Little John's ashes in that scrap pot, isn't there? Am I right?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right.
So it's just we like to keep things PG here on the podcast. It's a friendly place. It's positive vibes, which is just have some just be sensitive around those things, please. Okay?
Yeah, but what I'm going to say, right, with Little John's ashes, one day I'll keep building up that pot of dust, and one day they're gonna be made into something special. Don't know who by. Hopefully, Silverpunk. But I know he does. He can only normally work with certain silver he gets from
Yeah.
certain places. But one day I'm hoping that is going to be. Well, I know it is. I want to save it up to a big amount, and it's going to be poured into something. And I want to pour it into something that is a bar made out of the ashes of all Little Johns and all Britannias and all coins I've ever made. Make it into something new, and then jigsaw it again. And imagine the stories that bar could take. That bar could tell. So it's been made from a piece of so many different pieces of silver, and then it's been into jigsaws, and then it's been jigsawed again. More dust from the
Wow.
dust, and then we go again, build the pot up again with more ashes.
That's really interesting. I'd love to see. I really would love to see where that goes. Do you know roughly, just as a quick one? Don't worry if you don't. Do you know roughly how much you have just in
In
the
dust,
silver dust?
yeah, between 3 and 4 ounce. It
Three
was
and four
three
ounce.
ounce. It was 3 ounce a little while ago, so I'd say I'm definitely heading to 4 now.
Yeah,
But I'm
and
going to need a
and
substantial amount. I mean, I don't know about how melting silver works. That is something I'd put to the experts. I imagine you lose a lot. So if I imagine I need a big amount to make anything substantial out of it. So
yeah,
that is something I don't plan on trying to weigh in anytime soon. I will just go until I've got a big pot and I'm trying to fill it.
yeah,
And I have made a video of that on my YouTube, and I'll try and show it off every month how much further it's got. And it's a big old pot, so it's going to take a long, long time, possibly years to fill. But it will be something special when we do.
yeah, definitely. That was exactly what I was going to ask. Was there sort of a milestone you wanted to get to, like 10, 20, 30 ounces before you did something with the dust? But I
Yeah,
guess only time will find out, and we'll be able to see that on your TikTok and, of course, through your YouTube channel in the future of
yeah,
what you do. I've got one more question for you, mate, which is a bit different. It's not necessarily about the metal stuff. It's about you, and then we'll move over to the chat. So, guys, in the chat, in about 5 minutes, we're going to focus on you. Think about your questions, and thank you for your patience. I hope you're enjoying this episode as much as I am with the coin cutter. 46 of you in here right now. Thank you so much. The numbers have been so stable this episode, mate. It's so interesting hearing you talk about what you're doing. It really is. But my last question before we focus on the chat, the coin cutter, outside of coins and your business, which we've just spoke about, what's something that you're really passionate about that maybe most people wouldn't expect?
yeah. You know what you said? Yeah, I don't know the answer to that question because the most thing I'm passionate about is this. So most people who would ask me, I would say, "Oh, what do I do outside of what they know me as?" Well, it's coins, but you guys only know me as the coin, so I don't really know what I'm passionate. What am I passionate about? Making money. I think a lot of us are investing.
Yeah.
I don't know what else I'm passionate about. I am passionate about my day job. I really am passionate about that. But at the end of the day, I do what I do for someone else, and I want to do that. I want to put that effort and that pride into something I do for myself.
I think
And
the
yeah,
fact that you can't think of a different answer just shows that truly you are so passionate about what you do.
yeah,
On top of, like I say, a family, full
yeah.
time job in the day, everything else that you're doing. And I think that's very fair. So I'm happy to accept that as an answer,
Mm.
mate, because
I'm,
you're just being honest.
I am passionate. I am passionate about the gym and exercise, but that's quite boring, isn't it? So I didn't really want to say that. But that is a staple of that is the start of my everyday going to the gym. But yeah, it's a bit of a
Yeah.
boring one, so I don't like talking about that.
Well, it's something that I need to get better at doing. I think there's loads of benefits, not just physically, I think
Yeah.
mentally as well with the gym and
A lot
stuff.
of my thinking in that time in the morning, that hour in the morning, 6 till 7 o'clock. I'm in the gym. I've got my headphones on. I'm usually listening to some kind of financial podcast, something about business or property. So yeah, it's not just there feeling healthy. I'm learning as well. And then once you've done that, I feel like once you've made that right decision for that first hour of the day, the rest of the day is just followed by good decisions because you sort of know how hard you've worked and you think, right, I'm going to eat a good breakfast. Right, now I'm going to eat a good lunch. And and then at night, right, I'm going to do this, whereas the days, let's say I have a day where I don't go, which is very, very rare because it's quite, it's like religious to me how much I go to the gym every morning. If I have a day when I don't go, then I might think, oh, I didn't go gym today. I'm going to have a fry up. Oh, I'll have that. I'll have something from the cob van for lunch or, I think like you start your day with the right decisions keep on coming. And sometimes I might
Yeah.
get, if I have one of them days where I've not been gym, I might get to the night and I'm not so motivated to go and sit in the kitchen and cut a coin. So I like to try and start off the day on the right foot, and I think then you end the day on the right foot. As cliche as that may sound.
No, I think that's very wise words, and
Mm.
thank you for sharing that. It's momentum, isn't it? If you start on the right foot, like you said, you
Yeah,
set yourself up for the rest of the day. And like I said, I've got to be honest and put myself out there and say it's something I need to get better at doing.
yeah,
I really do. So, yeah, look, thank you so much for answering all of my questions, mate. I really appreciate that. We are going to move on to the chat. They've been very patient. They've been very active. Lots of good messages coming in. Thank you, guys. Anyone in the chat? I'm starting from now. It's 2 minutes to 6. I want to see some questions for our special guest and see what comes through. Yeah, I can see lots of comments in here, lots of memes as well, which looks good. I can see a lot of people typing currently, so we'll see what comes up first. And these are the ones that you can't prepare for. Oh, and a reminder as well. Thank you, 365. There is a poll to decide whether the coin cutter signs the contract or not. I think I already know which way that's going, unfortunately, but let's see. So I've got some questions. Would you do a live coin cut? That one's from Sandy Millington.
Yep, Sandy, I would. I have done one on TikTok, but I've not done one on YouTube. I did it on TikTok because I've got fair few more followers, so I did do one on TikTok. Yeah, so I will definitely do it on YouTube, and yeah, it went quite well actually. So yeah, no problem in doing that, and I will do one soon if that's the kind of thing people want to see. I
I
did it
def-
before, trying to talk through what I'm doing as I'm doing it. So yeah, it's just quite interesting for people to see, I imagine, because a bit of a behind the scenes look. So yeah, I'm happy
I'd
to do
love to
that.
see that, mate. 100%. Great question from Sandy. We've got one from Will's Bullion Coins for you, mate, who says, could the coin cutter cut a silver and copper, the same coin, but swap them with the outer and inner? Oh, I get what you
I
mean.
know what you
Yeah.
mean. Yeah, yeah. So this is when we said earlier. I think why jigsaws are easy because one cut leads to another cut. For example, But when you're trying to make two separate coin jigsaw pieces fit together, no, I don't think I could do that. I mean, I shouldn't say never because one day I probably can, but I have tried before to cut a segment out of one coin and a segment out of another and make them match. What I did was cut one, put it on the deck, marked around the insert of that one, transferred that mark onto another coin and made that the noggin on that one. No, it didn't go together. I mean, that is very hard to do. And I'm not saying I'm never going to do it, but yeah, it's very hard to do.
I can
So
imagine.
yeah, because
Definitely.
every cut is you might think that I'm cutting out. Let's say I cut out Una the lion, for example. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, from that side, Una's been cut out pretty perfectly. But on the back side, it might not be cut out the same because my saw could have been at a slight angle. It could have been at a slight angle that way. It might never be true compared to what I cut out on the next coin. So very difficult to do. It would look nice. I think BBA's mentioned that to me before. Do a sort of half copper, half silver jigsaw. But yeah, that one would be very difficult.
A good old switcheroo. That could be interesting. It's a good question.
Yeah,
I
three six
don't, I
five
don't,
stick both coins together and cut at the same time. Yep, that way would probably work, but it'd be very difficult to cut two coins
yeah.
together. Just the sheer thickness of it. But
Yeah, you'll have to help me with this question because I'm not quite sure if this is something I've missed. But Stacks of Silver says, this is to you. Is it true that in your spare time you like to carry out audits with your drone?
no, that is not me. No,
I,
not
I'm not
me.
that question. I'm not too sure about. Sorry, but there we go. There's a question from Danny Millington.
Yeah,
What's the maximum amount of pieces you have cut a 1 ounce coin into? Good question.
I think when I started, let me just. I think I now do them in a 9 because I sort of feel like the 9 is a neat way to go without getting two small fiddly pieces. I think and I shouldn't say this because this is going to upset you. When I cut coin noobs, Little John.
Right.
Sorry, mate. Yeah.
Ah,
I think I did that in about a 12 piece, maybe a 12 piece. So yeah, maybe a 12 piece, I would say,
yeah.
but I'm guessing
Wow.
there. But I can't tell you
And
that for a fact. But
that's from a 1 ounce as well. 12.
yeah, so you can imagine
Wow.
that's quite small. I mean, this is cut out in a 9, and you can see the sort of amount of cuts on that. So a 12 piece, you can imagine, was a lot smaller than that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I think,
insane.
yeah.
I've got a quick fire question for you.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
how many coins could a coin cutter cut if a coin cutter could cut coins?
That's a good question, but I don't know the answer.
That's from Sandy.
Yeah, sorry, Sandy, that is a good one, mate. I like that.
I think you've already answered that 'cause it's saying, could you not clamp the two together and cut both at
Yeah.
the same time? You mentioned that one. That's fine. What else have we got? From Rex. Thank you, Rex, who says, coin cutter, can we see you score a 3-pointer? No pressure.
I've only got an empty can. Let's try it. So
Ah, good effort.
that was
That's
miles
great.
away, wasn't it? Sorry, guys.
How often do you do that?
Never, ever, 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 ever. It's one of the things that just needs taking down when he's been in the office for ages. But it's just one of the lads' kids outgrew it in his bedroom, and he said, "I'll bring it in the office instead of being in it." But yeah, it never gets used. Never.
I love that. There's a question from 365, which I'd love to know the answer for.
Yeah,
How long did my 10-ounce Queen's Beast bar take to do? Great question, 365.
yeah. That one was got to be a good few months ago. That one now. 365. I would say. I think can't remember. I'm sure I was doing like 2 hours a night, and I did it over a week. So I'm sure it was around 8 to 10 hours. Yeah, sure it was.
Wow.
I think it was more closer to 10 if off memory. But yeah, that was a special piece to be involved in, and real
Definitely.
great step up the ladder for me. Having 365, trust me with that. He didn't really know me. None of you even knew me at the time. That was my sort of foot in the door with the social stackers, and yeah, he took a great gamble on me there. An expensive piece of silver. I really appreciate what he did, and he's a very good guy, and he's helped me out with a lot of advice at the time, and he's always willing to help. And I think we all know how important 365 is to this group. And yeah, I
Yeah,
can't thank him enough.
100%.
That was a great piece to work on, and obviously a massive talking point when people are seeing that, going, who's cut that? Who's done that? You know, it obviously got people talking about me and got me interest, and I really appreciate that. 365. I told you before, and I'll tell you again, mate. Thank you very much.
100%. On the recording of this for YouTube, there's going to be a lot of rubber duck squeaks. Let me tell you.
A lot of what?
You know the rubber duck squeaks for a swear word. I'm
Oh,
gonna.
sorry, mate. I've not said that many. I think I've only said a few. I'm holding it in
No,
quite well. Sorry, guys.
you're absolutely fine, mate. This obviously is live on Stacker Social, so when
Yeah.
it goes onto YouTube, just to keep them happy, I'll put some rubber duck squeaks on that. But no, I appreciate your honesty and just be yourself, mate, like you are. Question from the Mercian Metal Detecting says, if money was no object, would you move to a laser cutter or would you always stick to cutting by hand? Good question, mate.
Yeah, good question. And someone mentioned that to me in a comment on my TikTok the other day. Why don't you use a laser? Well, I don't think I'd be the coin cutter if I used a laser, would I? Because I'd just be the person who operates a machine, and I don't want to be that person. I want these to be handmade pieces of art. I've said it. I've always said I don't feel like I'm an artist. People tell me I am. I've never been into art. I don't think I have. But yeah, no, I want this to be handmade. I want this to be unique. When you get a piece from me, often that is the only one, or even if I do two the same, they're never going to be quite the same. So they're very
No.
unique. And if I did that off a machine, well, then anyone could do that, couldn't they? I'm sure the Royal Mint, if they wanted to, I know they could. They could do a whole run of Britannias in Jigsaw patterns in moments, if that, in hours, if that's what they wanted to do. So I don't think it'd have the
Yeah.
same appeal as maybe someone like me, a little small business.
No, I think the handmade stuff makes it even more special. I really do. And like you say, even if there's two people that send you an Una and the Lion to
Yeah,
work on, they're not going to turn out the same. The angle of your saw when you go through from front to back, all of it, they're all one of one,
yeah,
which for me personally makes them so special. And I'm going to have to get some of your work at some point. I hope it's not a Little John, no offense, but yeah, there will be something, mate, which I look forward to. There's plenty of great questions coming through, so I'm going to keep going if that's okay. Um, Danny Millington, another question says, your Queen's Beast was awesome. If you could cut one piece to give to your children as a keepsake, what would it be? That's interesting.
yeah. That's a good. You know what? My daughter is always asking me to cut one particular coin.
Yeah.
We got this coin from Madeira when we was we was there, and it was I don't know if you've ever been Madeira or you know of it. They do like a toboggan thing where you go on these wooden carts, and it's really old fashioned way of travel. Whether I think they used to use it as actual travel, and
I know
you
what you mean, yeah.
you slide down these hills on these wooden toboggans and meet a commemorative coin from the top, right? And she's always saying to me, Daddy, you said you were going to cut that coin for me. And the other day I said, right, let's do it. We'll make a video, we'll make a YouTube of me cutting this coin, but we couldn't find it on that particular day. So I know what
Ah,
my daughter wants me to cut for her, but
bless
yeah,
it.
if I had to cut any coin to give to my kids, I think I would do my 9-piece jigsaw, because I think that's the heart and soul of what I do, the jigsaw. So they would definitely have one of them. All my kids have got silver in the safe. I try and give them one every Christmas, every birthday. Just a bit of a collection to build them up. I want them to be interested. So, you know,
Yeah. I've spoke about that with a lot of guests who have children. I don't have children yet, but I think introducing the younger generation, such as your children, to finances to an extent, but looking to invest and build up slowly from such a young age is so important. The one thing that I say every week, and I will continue to do so, is no matter when you started, I think everyone agrees. I wish I started sooner. So it's really good that you're looking to put things away and teach them about it over time, keep it fun, and
yeah,
educate children from a young age. It's so important, especially totally different topic we won't go into, but with the way the economy is and how it's
yeah,
seemingly going, I think that's really important, mate. So good on you for doing that. I think that's great. There is more questions, as you know,
yeah.
so we're going to keep going. I love all the questions coming through, and I love listening to your answers as well. Queen Nessie, thank you for joining. Great to have you here. Queen Nessie would like to know, mate, have you ever cut a coin into pieces and used them for necklaces?
No, but I think that is a great idea. No, I've not done that. No. Um,
Yeah.
no, it's something I should do. I actually thought about that with the Una and the lion coin. I thought maybe I should have left a loop on top of a head so that could have been threaded on a necklace, because I think the Una and the lion would make a nice necklace, and I might do that with another one I've got. I even thought that
Yeah.
with the Thor and the Odin bars. Imagine having the Thor sitting on his chair or on the Odin, pardon me, on a necklace. I think that'd look great for a rap, maybe
100%.
for a rap artist in a music
Yeah,
video.
well, there's so much you can do
Yeah,
with what you're doing, like accessories, jewelry. There's just so much potential. I can't wait to see some of these, because you'll probably get a lot of custom requests. Like people want your handmade touch on something that might be specific to them, or they want to
yeah.
have a jigsaw piece on, a necklace. It's amazing how far the ideas can go. There is something interesting here, though. I'd like to know this one, because I actually saw the live stream. So Bjorn 10 has said, "Can the coin cutter cut my Cobra paw by Backyard Bullion?" I actually saw that live stream. I saw it being poured. So it's like a cobra. I don't know if you saw it. It's like a cobra of round, like a paw from Backyard Bullion. Would you cut that?
No, can you chuck a picture in, mate, for that one so I can see it, Bjorn?
Yeah, Born, chuck a picture in. I'll keep an eye out on it. I'm going to skip past
Yeah.
365's post, because he's just put in what about, and he's put a picture of a 10-ounce little John. I don't, I don't think we've got time for that kind of.
It depends what happens with the contract, doesn't it? Because I might be legally
Yeah,
obliged to not be able to cut that.
you
So
know, it's just, yeah. Come on, less of that. I have to say though, on that, I
let's
would
just look at that.
absolutely.
Sorry, just look at the little John in the picture. How many pieces did I do there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's a 16 piece actually. So my yeah, actually, when someone said earlier what's the most amount of piece I've cut in, that's a 16 piece.
Wow,
Little
I'd
John's
love one of
ashes
them,
in
by the way.
16 pieces. You
The
can
only
have
person
one.
I've seen that has one is my good friend CO4 Hordian. He has a 10-ounce Little John. I've not seen
Yeah,
any
yeah.
confirmed mintage figures. If anyone's got one, I'd love to buy one in the future when I can afford to do so.
And send it to me first to put into a jigsaw before we send it to Craven.
Unfortunately, there must have been an interference there, mate. On the line, we're going to move on. It must have been your microphone. Right. SBC says, any plans to cut a groin coin? Are you familiar with the groin coins?
Yeah, the stat collectors.
Stat collectors groin coins, yeah. People win them
Yes,
at that. They're
I
like a virtual sort of coin, and then once you get to
yeah.
100, they'll give you an ounce of silver.
Is he got a physical? Does he have a physical grunt coin? Is it just a virtual one?
I do actually think he has a physical one. Yeah, I think there's been some poured versions of it. Yeah,
Yeah, definitely. I would cut that 100%.
yeah.
There's nothing I wouldn't cut.
Never say no. I love it.
No, exactly. Let's do it. If you got an idea, send it me. I'll process it.
Yeah, robot toaster. Good to see you, mate. So, coin cutter. Would you ever consider using an electric or treadle scroll saw, or would it not have enough precision?
I've looked at the scroll saw, and I very close. I actually got one. I borrowed one off a friend, but I never did it, and I didn't even try it. I actually thought, I changed my mind. I thought I'd done a bit of reading up on it, and I didn't even, to the point where I didn't even want to try it because there's too much. Yeah, there's too much action, I think, on there, and too fast, and it just wouldn't have the precision that I would give it. And again, I think I know it probably would speed up what I do, but it might. I didn't think it'd deliver the quality that I can, even though it might take me a little bit longer.
Yeah. Oh, I can see a puzzle of a little John in the chat that's been posted by
Yeah,
BBA. I have to say,
that's
it
the one I
does.
said. As I said earlier, that's a 16 piece, and I said I'd done it as a 12 piece, but no, that's 16. I counted them.
Wow. I have to say, do you know what? Even though we have a laugh and a joke, it does look beautiful. And like I say, when it's in like a capsule or like a slab or any sort of case, the way it all slots together and you get that design back, but with the jigsaws flowing through, it does look really nice, mate. It really does. I love the laughs and the jokes, but yeah, I'm sure I do actually really love what you do. I've got to protect
Yeah.
little John for brand purposes.
Yes.
What else have we got here? 100% upgrade to a Big John and Jigsaw your Little John. They are in the process, I think. Okay. Yeah, maybe. We'll see at the end of the year for Little John, and maybe something a bit earlier, which I can send to you to do whatever you want with. Because I like this idea of you starting sort of a cut, not knowing where it's going to go. And I just
Yeah.
love to say, look, here's this. Just do what you want to do with it and send it back. I kind of like that. Does anyone ever
Yeah.
do that? Say, look, here's
Yes.
this. I'm not going
Yeah.
to tell you what I want. I just love what you do. And
Yeah.
whatever you do with it, I just want you to go with it. Do you ever get that?
Yeah, I do. And I've mentioned him a few times in this chat. Britman65, who's really a real, yeah, he's my best customer, and he's always there, and he will always say to me, he said it to me today. I've got this idea. I said, how do you want me to do it? He said, you choose. You know, he'll say that to me all the time. He gives me that freedom, and he gives me that encouragement, and he's forever telling me to push on. And you know, whenever I doubt myself, I might mention it to him, and he'll say, just you're good. You can do it. You can do it. You know, try it. He's a very helpful man to have. You know, I can't thank Britman65 enough. He's always there to help me, and he often will say, you know, do your magic, and anything I do, he wants. You know, if I do something, he wants a copy of that, and he often tries to have the first one of most ideas I do, and he supports me massively. So having someone like that is important.
Yeah, that's really good. And shout out to Britman as well. Just on what we said before, you know, when we said about the groin coins, is like a physical version.
Yeah.
I've just been reminded from Nerd, because Nerd UK sent TSC a treasure chest full of groin coins, which are actually from Valui, Silverpunk, and GSH. And there's one of the paws that's been posted by CY Sterling, which is a 20 groin coin silver
Yeah.
round that
Yeah.
you can see, which is really cool. So yeah, there is some physical versions of the infamous groin coins. What's this here? Silverpunk says, a craftsman uses hand tools, in my view. Better
Yeah.
quality for sure. Art is by hand, not machine. And I would agree with that, as just from a customer point of view. I'd
Yeah.
rather know, do you know what? I'm buying this from the coin cutter because he's spent the time with his skill set, knowing he's done this. He hasn't just pressed go on a machine and monitored it. That to me is so much more valuable and unique.
I don't think I could be. I don't think I could have the same passion if I was. I'd feel maybe more of a fraud if I was just using a machine. I'm not saying that is, you know, in every aspect you've got to do things by hand, because some things you can only do by machine. I understand that, but for what I'm doing, I feel like the name, the coin cutter. Like I said it before, I've got to be the coin cutter. That is what my brand has got to be. I've got to be the coin cutter, and that's it, really.
Yeah. And I think it's a great brand name as well. It says what it is on, you know, it is what it says on the tin, kind of thing. You literally, you couldn't be more precise about what you are. You are the coin cutter.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's I do like that. Rex has just said, and this is a response to the Little John coin that 365 posted. And Rex says, I'm going to buy one of these, get Silverpunk to deface it, and then get the coin cutter to make it into a jigsaw. And then a meme saying, yep, that's right.
How cool! How cool would that?
Do you know what? I'd love to see it, Rex. I would. I can't lie. I would love to see that. I'd love to own that. You know. So yeah, if we see that, I would love to. I do. I don't want to say the word encourage it, because after all, got to look out for Little Jones.
You
But
know what I'd like, do you know what I'd like to do with a Little John now? No, so like I've not gone away from jigsaws, but I've started doing something new now where I'm sort of cutting out. You know, I have the Uno in the line there. I've cut out the Britannia Lady, and then
yeah,
I've got jigsaw. What I would love to do is cut out Little John one day if I don't sign that contract. But imagine I look at that picture now and I think instead of jigsawing him, cut him out to perfection, where
yeah.
he can be taken out, put back in. Maybe jigsaw the frame, maybe jigsaw him, and make him replace. You know, where he can slot him back in the center as a couple of pieces instead of one. I don't know, but I think there's a great. It's a good picture, and I think something could be done with Little John.
Yeah,
Something.
I think so. I definitely think so. And yeah, I can't lie. I'd love to see
Yeah.
it, but I won't say that anymore. What else have we got, guys? A few more questions, and then I am going to move on to the first giveaway. There's at least two tonight, which is exciting. Just want to see if there's any more questions that we haven't missed. Thank you for answering all these questions, by the way, Coin Cutter. That's really good. Coin Cutter could be a serial killer or assassin. The Coin Cutter is still at large. Little John, Craven's news round. Give Little John a Subutio base.
Yeah.
Cut Little John and Silverpunk. Just him. Just cut the head off. Thanks, Kieran. Just cut the head off. That's not what we want to see. Right. I think really great questions from the chat. Love the answers from you, mate. I think if you're okay with this, I think it's time to move to the first giveaway. It's coming up to 6:20. I'd like to get some giveaways going. Thank you for all your patience in the chat. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring my friend Diaxis in, because he is going to share his screen and do that. He'll get the names and stuff. This first one I'm going to do is exclusive to the people that are here right now and are actually tuned in to Sundays with Craven. Just by being here, you're in this first giveaway, and let me tell you, it's really good. So to access, I'm just going to bring you in, so you can do what you need to do, and thank you for doing it. And then whilst you're doing that, mate, I am going to showcase what is up for grabs. So thank you, Diaxis. Are you set up to do that in the background?
Yeah, man. Yeah, can you hear me all right? Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
all good, mate.
only trouble, mate, as soon as I make your screen live to show all the items, obviously I can't see the audience. So I'll have to do it afterwards, but that's fine. It's not a problem.
Yeah, I'll show it, and then we'll talk for a little bit whilst you do what you need to do. Is that okay?
Yeah, 100%, mate.
Thank you. Right, so I'm just going to take the next few minutes to show you what's up for grabs, and this does include a donation from the world's #1 sniper, Ian Attenbury, that I haven't revealed yet. So generous, but we'll start with the giveaway. We do a giveaway every week on here, and it's always nicely packaged. I'm running out of these, actually. 365 sent me these from Cardiff Gold. There's a big bundle bag. So let me open this up and tell you. And Coin Cutter, this, I think you may have just done that, but if you need a drink or anything, mate, it's probably a good time to go and get one or do whatever you need to do, because there's quite a few things to showcase here. Right, so I'll show you first. This is what it will come in, most of it that fits. Cardiff Gold, zippy bag, lovely stuff. Of course, you will get the world's #1 pen, in my opinion. There are other brands available, but this is a very good one, Cardiff Gold. They are robust and they write beautifully. You're going to get more poker chips than you've ever seen in your entire life in one bag. And we're going to start with the man himself. Special guest this evening. He has very kindly sent me 7 million poker chips to give away. So this is the first one, Coin Cutters poker chip. It's two-sided. Love that design, and you can see it right there on the backdrop. That is within the giveaway. Exclusive distributor of these. I'm very proud to be one. Stack 'em on Pokemon poker chip. These are limited. There's only a select amount, and I've been trusted to dish them out. They are two-sided. You can see there. You will get one of them. This is last week's special guest, one of them, Scottish Bullion Collector. Beautiful poker chips in there. That actually comes in a capsule, which is really cool. He's not here, but he's always here in spirit. Nemo's Numismatics, his Mark 1 poker chip. That is also two-sided. You'll get one of them. Wouldn't be a Stacker Social giveaway without a Stacker Social poker chip. This one has the QR code on the back. So anyone that's watching on YouTube, scan that QR code. Now, there's a few more poker chips. Godfather of stacking himself. The reason we're all here, 365 Days of Silver, you will get one of his poker chips. And lastly on the poker chips, I think, is mine. You will get one of these. I need to order some more. And just as a heads up, just to remind you, I'm really sorry, QR code on the back doesn't work. Long story, I did explain it on a video on my channel. Now, there is some stickers before we move to the metals. So we've got the mini Stacker Social sticker, got the big Stacker Social sticker. I can't take credit for cutting these all out. I got Miss Stacking with Craven to sit there with a pair of scissors and cut about 100 out for me. So thank you to her. There is a copper round in here, which is actually from 365. These were originally on a video that he did. He sent me 10 of these in total. This one's got a really nice design. So that's an ounce of 3/9 fine copper for you, which will be in there. A nice round. 365 Days of Silver's business card. We've got a couple of Nemo's Numismatics business cards. These are actually a collaboration with Stacker Social. You've got Cider Soundman and Nemo there on the back with a QR code to Stacker Social. There's 2 in there. Keep one for yourself. Maybe pass the other one on, whatever you want to do. And we've got, I love this sticker. He's on the panel right now, helping out. Diaxis' sticker. I think this is the last one I've got to give away. Kept one for myself. He sent me about 5 of these. So it's the last one I've got. So whoever gets this, lovely sticker from Diaxis. So that's that. Now, let's move on to this, which is from Ian Atterbury, the world's #1 sniper. I teased you with this. Now it's time to finally reveal it. So, get this here. Give me just a second. You will get the Thoughtful Stackers poker chip, Ian Attenbury, and this has Stacker Social on the back. It looks really nice. You will also get, now how can I show this? Get it out. Comes with a COA. You're going to get a Liquid Metals UK pour. 3/9 fine silver. And what it is, let's just get this out. Okay, this is 2 grams, guys, of 3/9 fine silver, and it's a skull. Let's see how clearly I can get this. Can you guys let me know? Is that clear or is it not focusing?
Just say, put your hand behind it, mate. Yeah, focus up.
Yeah. No?
Nah, it still ain't worked. Almost there, mate. There we go. Just about, I think.
Yeah. That is 2 grams of 3/9 fine silver, guys. It's beautiful. It's poured by Liquid Metals UK, and it's 2 grams of fine silver. So that's in there, sent by Ian. But that's not all, because Ian's a very generous guy, as a lot of you know. He's not generous on a Monday night at 6 o'clock in TSC's Whatnot auctions. He has got the name the Sniper for a reason, but he's giving back. And the final piece from him is this. It's 1 ounce of fine silver, and this is the Silver Phoenix. 1 ounce, 3/9 fine, and it's in a capsule. It's 2025, so it's a new one. King Charles on the back. That is in there as well, guys. And last but not least, because we have got another giveaway tonight. That's Brits and Sobs 500 subs giveaway. He sent me a beautiful stack of social silver round, 30 grams, which is also from Liquid UK. I've kept this for myself because that was the choice. And he did say I didn't have to replace it, but I felt the need to do so to give to you guys. So what I'm also chucking in, you're gonna get a couple of ounces of silver whoever wins this. So it's really good. But I'm chucking in a 1 ounce silver maple. It's not perfect. It's a 2010, but it's 1 ounce of fine silver. So there you go. You'll get all of that if you win the first giveaway. I know that took a little bit of time, guys, but that's just how much is in the first giveaway. So I can see some messages in the chat. I absolutely agree. Very generous. Diaxis, if you want to start building up names from who's in the audience, there's 42 right now.
Do that now,
Thank
mate.
you, guys. Thank you, mate. Coin Cut, I can see lots of comments coming through. What do you think of that first bundle for tonight, mate?
I think it's great. Yeah, what a giveaway. Very generous.
It's I can only take credit for 1 ounce, but God, this community, it really does.
What are you doing? What other giveaways are going ahead today, Craven?
So Brits and Sob, very quickly rising YouTuber, hilarious content that he makes, absolute legend. He asked me to host his 500 subs giveaway. There's different prizes up for grabs, and we're going to be He sent a list over to Diaxis, which we'll do on Little John's Wonder Wheel shortly, and that will decide the winners. I think there's 4 or 5 prizes.
Yeah, I was going to say on that, how many spins you doing? You're doing like 4 or 5, is it?
Yeah. Basically,
yeah.
We'll talk about that after. We'll just do 1 spin for this. We'll move to that after because there's a certain way he wants to do it. So I don't want us to get too confused. But yeah, there's at least 2 giveaways tonight, Coin Cutter.
Okay.
There you go. Oh. Yeah, so just while Dax is doing that, something I was just trying to say before is can't take credit for all these giveaways. I put in an ounce here or there. I chuck in what I can. Wouldn't be able to do any of this without the generosity that we have from the community. How have you found your experience from when 365 contacted you and you joined Stacker Social? How have you found that, mate? And in terms of the community?
Yeah. I think it's amazing. It really is brilliant. And I say to people all the time, you should join this. There's this group on Discord and they talk about, and it's a silver community and it's a brilliant thing to be a part of. I do. I big it up all the time. I think it's great. Like, you know, it's literally an audience or a chat group with people that have got a lot of the same beliefs as you, or, you know, it's a great thing to be part of. There's some brilliant creators in here. There's some really friendly people in here, helpful people. You know, it's such a good community, and I think it will just keep growing. I mean, I think when I started, it was at 1,200 people. What's it at now? It's more than 1,500, isn't it?
It's over 1,600 now. When did you join?
People today, and like when I woke up this morning through the night, there'd been an influx of more people joining. So it's just getting bigger all the time, and I'm certainly trying to spread the word. And I send the cards out with all of my coins, and I think, very lucky to be here. You know, especially from me, I'm brought into this group, and I've got, for what I do, there's an audience of nearly 1,500 odd people that appreciate silver, and a lot of them go on to buy something that I make. So it's an invaluable place to be. And as that grows and grows and grows, I mean, I still don't know everyone in here, and I try and speak to as many people as I can, but I still don't know everyone. I'm still getting to know people. I hope people all know me a little bit more after today, and It's a great thing to be a hold of. And then this Sunday chat, I love listening to this every Sunday.
Thank you.
And I love being a part of it. So yeah, you're doing a great job, mate. So keep it up.
I really appreciate that, mate. I do. Oh, sorry, what were you saying?
Yeah, keep bringing us all together, mate, because it's great.
Thank you, mate. It's honestly an absolute pleasure to be doing this. To have over 40 people tuning in, enjoying it, engaging in the comments, being able to host incredible special guests such as yourself with interesting stories and crafts that you're a specialist in. Hearing more about you, being able to be part of these giveaways, which 90% of them is donated from people in the community. I absolutely love it. It's so much fun, and yeah, credit to the community for this being an option to do. It's an absolute pleasure. So, Israeli Coin says he's back. So there we go. Just in good time, mate. Where are we up to with the list, Ax? There's no pressure. I'm just curious where you're up to.
About halfway, mate.
Yeah, no problem.
I do have a couple questions. We got a red, no picture with a B. Do you know who that is? And there's also a
red.
W. Just
red,
two.
no.
Is it Britman65? I can only see
Possibly,
one red
mate.
picture.
Yeah.
That's right. If the name's too long, I just get the first letter.
Yeah,
that's okay, mate. So Coin Cut is correct. That would be Britman65, who Coin Cut has mentioned a few times. He's in here this evening. Thank you for joining. I tell you what, I'm going to switch things around for this, and I'm going to throw this in earlier. You can either think about it and ask another question to the chat, or if you already know, you can let me know now. Just while we're waiting, Coin Cutter, I obviously asked you last week's guests questions at the start. Now, I'm still not 100% who's going to be the guest next week. I'm still waiting to confirm if it's one or the other, so I can't say who. But do you have a question for next week's guest, or would you like some time to think about it before we wrap up?
Yeah, let me have a little bit longer on that one, mate, please.
Yeah, no problem. Whilst you are waiting then, what I'd say is, do you have a question that you'd like to ask openly to our audience here to see what they say? Is there anything you want to ask?
Yeah.
Sorry to put you on the spot.
No, that's put me on the spot.
Or a question for me, if that's easier.
Yeah, why are you so obsessed with Little John? What's the deal? What's the deal with that? Well, of all coins, why is your obsession with Little John?
Do you know what? TSC asked me the exact same question when I was on his staff chat, which is fantastic on the Saturdays that he does. Truthfully, I wouldn't say the word obsessed. I enjoy making content. I enjoy building storylines, and I think there's a great storyline there with Little John that's growing. I have a lot of fun with it. Truthfully, what first stood out to me was just the design of the coin itself. I love the storyline, the Robin Hood, the Myths and Legends series. I've now got Robin Hood. Just need to get made, Marion. But I just think it's a lovely, lovely design. I don't know. It's quite a boring answer, really. Just dropped him, so you won't be happy with that. But I just think it's a lovely design. It touches more on the collectible side because you're paying a premium on it.
Yeah.
But that was really it. And to be honest, this probably wouldn't have progressed so far with the Little John thing if it wasn't for Ciol4 Hordian, a good friend of mine within the community. He bought me this figurine here. I didn't just have this. He sent me this in a mail call, which is one of the best things about this community. Everyone's sending each other mail calls. I love it. Poker chip swaps, all that good stuff. But he sent me a Little John figurine, and I thought, you know what? I'm gonna have fun with this. I'm gonna use it in the content, and maybe I'm just absolutely pardon my French, crazy, but I just love it, and I have fun with it. I don't know what other people think. Maybe people think I'm really weird and I need to get checked. I don't know. Good question, but that's my honest answer.
But there's no right or wrong answer, is there? If you've got a feeling toward the piece, there is no right or wrong answer, mate. Because I think we all get that towards some piece, don't we? And, sometimes you can't put a reason on why. So no, there's not a right or wrong answer, mate. I was curious as to why you like him so much, because I don't really see many other people claiming to like Little John. So
No.
At least you've not got much competition.
No, I think there's quite a few people that have got a Little John, those that like to get the Myths and Legends collection, that kind of thing. I know a few do, but people that definitely don't make a big deal out of it, like that, such as I do. So yeah, that's the background story with it, mate. And I'm just running with it and having a good time doing so. That's what I would say. But I would like the 10-ounce version. I think that would be cool.
Yeah. I would like a 10-ounce. I'd like a 10-ounce Brit. I would. I've got the bar, but I'd like a 10-ounce Brit coin.
Yeah, how much would one be right now? I think spot dropped a little bit. It's about 27 quid.
What's that? How much?
I think Spot's gone down to nearly 27
Oh,
quid again.
I think you see them on the. I think the cheapest place I see silver is on the Facebook groups. There's a couple of
Yeah.
Facebook groups on there, and I think I see the coins on there. The 10-ounce coins for around 330, which I don't
Yeah,
think is too
365
bad.
just said that. For about
Yeah,
330. Yeah,
yeah.
there we go.
I think you pay a premium, don't you, for the Queen's Beast? I think you're looking at more sort of 350, 360 for them. I think from what I see.
Maybe more
I
actually
think
for
there
the
was even dearer when 365 brought his and sent it to me, but they seem to be coming down a little bit now.
Yeah. If anyone knows where I can buy a 10-ounce Little John from, send me privately a link to it, please, because I can't find them anywhere. People are putting prices in. Ash has said 397.10. That must be for the Britannia. But if anyone knows where I can get a 10-ounce Little John, send me a link. I'd really appreciate that.
See, I'd love the 10-ounce Brit, but it'd be tying up quite a lot of my capital to buy one of them, and I could cut it and I could sell it, but it's not going to be an easy, cheap thing to sell, is it? So it's not like when I'm doing a coin and I'm selling it for sort of 60, 70 pound. It costs 330 to buy some. It's going to be going for at least another maybe £100 on top, and that's a bit harder to sell because not everyone wants to part of that kind of money for just So there's a
No.
risk factor there to me buying the 10-ounce, but I'll definitely do it one day. Oh, definitely, 100%.
Yeah, I've got a question for you, and you don't have to answer this at all. I'm just curious. Just while Diaxis is kindly doing
Yeah, I
the
can
stuff in the
sound
background.
pretty much there, mate, but someone's just joined, so now I've got to find who that is.
Sorry, mate.
Always the same.
You honestly deserve. Not all heroes wear capes, and Diaxis is a legend for what he's doing here. Thank you, mate. I've got one question.
Oh, it's
for the coin
X20.
cutter.
That's right. That's easy.
Yeah. The question is, and you don't have to answer it. You mentioned obviously stuff that you're buying before you do your work. Is there a specific go-to place that you tend to buy most of your stock from? You don't have to answer it by any means.
I'm happy to answer that. So I tend to buy it now from the Facebook groups because I think the prices there are the best. But if it's anything Britannia, I'll mention him again. I go to Britman65 because he doesn't sell coins. It's not his job, but he buys a lot and he often buys more than he needs and sells on to me at a very fair price, excess. And, it will sometimes even say to me, don't pay me and just take it off future work. So that, and other times I'll send him money and buy it off him. But I've got that sort of confidence buying from him because I trust him and I haven't got the risk of, imagine it, I always have to worry if I'm buying off a Facebook group. I buy something that I believe to be real. Imagine I cut it up and sent it to someone and they said to me that was fake. That could ruin my business. So
Yeah, it's reputation.
having Britman sort of gives me that. He's very good at finding the right stuff and finding it for the right price, and he puts a lot of time and effort into sourcing, and he'll buy a lot more than he needs to just get it the right price and sell off what he doesn't want. So he's very good at that. So having him on board as a friend gives me a lot of reassurance, and he can often just say to me, James, do you want some? Yeah, how many do you want? I often say to him, I don't know, send me 10. He'll send me 20. He'll always send more than I want. And I'll say, right, well, I need to give you, I'll sort it out whenever. And then I'm like, but I owe you this. And, well, just send back what his favourite line is send back what you don't want. Well, then I very rarely send out back, so I'll just keep it now it's here. So,
Yeah, you're not getting this back.
No. So the Facebook groups for anything like a bit rare, like the Una and the Lion or the Odins, I got recently. But if I want anything Britannia, which I like to buy, it's from Britman.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
I've had a couple from Whatnot later.
Yeah, Whatnot's an option. Obviously, there's plenty of sellers out there. I've seen Will's Bullion just put a comment inside, so you could try Cobra as well. He does a great auction on a Friday, very reasonable prices for the bullion and stuff like that. There's so many options. I think what's great for you there, you mentioned, is the trust you've got with Britman, and I think that's great. You've got that and what he's doing for you. So just want to ask you, Diaxis, how are we doing with the list, mate?
Yeah, list is done. There's 2 names that I've only got the first letters for, but we can run it as is.
Okay, sure. So, guys, with this 40, I think we're going to have to call it a cut there. I think someone did just join, but you've been doing that for long enough. People have had their chance to join. So anyone that's in now, you're part of the giveaway. If you've just missed out, there is one more giveaway this evening. So, yeah, can everyone see the Little John's Wonder Wheel? This is the new wheel coin cutter. It's got Little John in the middle, SWC.
There's Ice and Fire. We can add him in because he's a regular.
Oh, is it Ice and Fire? Yeah, please, if you wouldn't mind, mate. Just in time, Ice and Fire, Edward. Just in time. So this is the wheel coin cutter, and we're going to spin this for a minute. And let me tell you, we did this for the first time last week. And I think it's going to and it's so intense because it seems to go on a mad one for the first 20 seconds and then it just goes slow motion for the rest. So somebody would think they've won because it's going that slow, but it's slowly moving. So you never know who's going to win.
Last week, I can't remember why, but last week I missed that episode, and there was a reason why I couldn't watch it. So yeah, I've not seen this wheel before. Yeah, I can't remember the reason, but I couldn't make it last week, and I was a bit disappointed not to.
Yep.
But
Apparently, Bjorn's still having nightmares.
Oh my god! Just a question here, Daxis: is the coin cutter on that wheel?
No, but I can add him.
Pop him in.
I think it's rigged. You don't have to put me in, guys.
This is my request. If the coin cutter wins, if we could send it to the coin cutter, then I will pay to have. If you're up for this coin cutter, if you win, I will pay because there's two things you could make something out of. There's 2 ounces. If you were to win, I would pay you to do. If you've got the silver there, you're happy with it. I'd pay you to do something with that. How about that?
Yeah, no problem, mate. Yeah, I'm happy with that.
I'd love that. But yeah, definitely have the coin cutter in, and yourself, of course, Diaxis.
Yeah, I'm in, mate.
Surely it's time. Surely it's about time for the old the vote is finished by the time we've done this, Craven, eh?
I hope so, mate. And that's where I'll obviously. I don't think it's going to be what I want to see, but we'll have to just we'll go with it. And if it needs to be ripped, then you can do that. I can see you've got a slight smirk there on your face. You're excited to do it.
No, I'm not excited, mate. I'm really feeling rather guilty now, mate. But let's see what the vote is. You might still win. Let's not give up.
No, I know. But yeah, guys, make sure you drop a vote in. Good luck, everyone. Are we ready to press it, Diaxis? Have we do a countdown?
I think coin cutter should pick the shuffles.
Yeah, I do too.
Okay. What do you do? Do I just tell you a number?
Just a number 1 to 10 or something, or as many as you want. 7, that's fine. 1, 2, 3, 6, and 7. Right, ready when you are, Craven.
I'm going to ask the coin cutter to give me a countdown. If you can count down from 5, I'll run it from there.
Yeah. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Spin the wheel.
Good luck, everyone. Little John's Wonder Wheel has been spun. Somebody's going to win at least 2 ounces of silver, a liquid metals pour, and an abundance of poker chips and stickers. It's starting to slow down. Did you put this on for a minute, Diaxis?
Yes, mate. Yep.
Yeah, so it looks like it's slowing down, but guys, there's at least 30 seconds left. So this is what I mean. It's teasing. Bjorn has still got PTSD from last week. Okay, this is where it gets tense. Can you see your name coming round the corner? Little John will choose who he wants. Who's it going to be? We're starting to really slow down. I'm going to have to full screen this here. Can't see. Right, so it's going past Chloe, Calc, CY, the coin cutter. No, could be BBA. I'm going to say this could be Queen Nessie. It's looking like it could be Queen Nessie.
Or Sound Money.
But it could be Sound Money. It's starting to really slow down. I think it's going to be...
Deceiving, isn't it, that?
Sound Money, yeah. Well done.
Oh, Queen Nessie.
So close, bless you. Sound Money, congratulations. You have just won a really nice bundle. Well done to you. Send me a private message with your details. I'll get that sent out to you tomorrow or Tuesday at the latest. Thank you so much to everyone that was in that. We do have one more giveaway to do, which we're going to have to move on to fairly shortly. Don't forget, we're going to wrap this up when we finish, but at 8 o'clock, live on Stackers Social, the man that made this, Silverpunk, is going to be doing a live defaced auction, and I look forward to it. Are you going to be sticking around for that, coin cutter?
I don't know if I'll be definitely watching it. I don't know if I can stick around to be here, but I will definitely be. I might have to get home from the office, get back to the kids, but I will.
That's what I mean. When we end and that starts, will you be watching it, having a look?
Yeah, I definitely will, mate. I love what Silverpunk does. Yeah, another great guy to see what he's doing every day. Some great stuff he makes. Yeah, I really hope I get something in this auction. I hope it doesn't go further than my budget. So let's see. I've got my eye on a few things in there, and he's he's got some great things in. My favourite is Lot 30, but I don't want to bid on that because I did the work on it. So someone else should get that. But that is my favourite piece, probably because I got to see it in person and I got to work on it. Probably I've got a little bit more of an attachment to that one. But there's some really cool pieces in there, and Silverpunk is a top guy. He's really helpful as well. Really happy to give advice, and he's obviously smashing it.
Yeah, I second that. Silverpunk is an absolute gentleman, and I love what he does, so I can't wait for that. I was just checking if Bricks and Sobs is in the room, because we're going to move on to his giveaway very shortly to celebrate 500 subs. If he got back from work in time, he was going to join us on the live panel to see that through, but I can't see him. So, yeah. Diaxis, Do you want to wrap this up by 7, Coin Cutter? Just so I know.
No, I'm happy. I'm happy to go to whenever it is. I don't know what time you normally finish because Silver Pump's auction was at 8. I've made plans that I'm covered till 8. So whenever you're ready to finish, mate.
All right, mate. Thank you. It'll be around just after 7, something like that. I'm just thinking what's best to do here because we do have another giveaway to run, and obviously I want to know what your question is for next week's guest. I want to see if anyone puts anything in the chat. Oh,
the poll.
Right. This is what we'll do. We'll do this now. We'll give Dave, East End Dave, Top Geezer, a bit more time. But yes, I can see you've seen it, guys. The poll has ended. 365 has officiated this. The 77% winning answer is Rip It Up Live. I'll leave this to you, mate. You do what you need to do.
I want to sign this, but I did say I'd go with the majority, didn't I? So,
what are you writing?
So just put a fake name. He won't know.
No, don't do that. What's this? Oh, there it is. It's gone. Oh my God! Cover your eyes. Cover your eyes. Don't look.
Sorry, guys. But, one thing I want to add, right? I didn't want to do that. Craven. I'm really sorry it come to that, mate. But we had to go with a majority, okay?
No, we did. Yeah, no, I won't take offense.
I had prepared something prior to the vote that I thought I could do as a giveaway to the chat.
Ooh, wow! What
is that? What is that?
Is that?
I'm sorry.
Nah.
I'm sorry, mate. I'm really sorry, mate. But there's a little John, already carved up in pieces, ready to be given away. I'm sorry, mate.
No, do you know what, mate? Look, jokes aside, that is amazing. You didn't have to do that.
What I will say, just before people get too excited, this isn't silver. I couldn't find a silver one. This is a £5 coin. So it's a £5 coin that I have Jigsaw that I want to give away. But yeah, I'd already prepared this, mate. And
oh, mate, yeah. That's so kind of you. I love that. Everyone always wants to give something. You don't have to. But I've got 2 questions for you, mate. And guys in the chat, just look at this. It's giveaway bonanza. My 2 questions are, one thing, before that, the ripped up contract, can you screw it up into a ball? You've got 2. And can you try and hoop it? And the second thing is, how would you like to run your giveaway, my friend?
I'm quite happy to do what we just did if you want to run that spin the wheel again.
Yeah, man.
Right, I missed that one. I got one more chance. I'm not doing very well at this tonight.
Go on, focus. Take your time.
Right, I think I missed again, yeah. It might have hit the net, but I missed again, guys, I'm afraid. So you can tell I don't use that very often, can't you?
Oh, that's amazing. So
I don't want to hurt your feelings there, Craven, but there actually now 2 Jigsawed Little Johns in population.
Wow. No, you've not hurt my feelings at all, mate. That's amazing. That's very generous. Yeah, if you're happy to draw up another list for the Coin Cutters giveaway, that's amazing.
I'll just go
whoever
through.
Wins that. Yeah, sorry. Whoever wins that Coin Cutter, can they message you directly and send an address? How do you want to do it?
I'll send that direct to them, no problem.
Thank you, mate. That's awesome.
So yeah, they're not that easy to get hold of, are they? Not unless unless you're willing to pay quite a lot of money over price on eBay. But I managed to find a £5 one, so it's obviously the same size. It looks like a silver one, but it is a £5 coin, so not a silver coin. But nice bit of a keepsake there. A Jigsawed Little John £5 coin.
Yeah, that was part of what started the storyline. I had a lot of trouble trying to secure Little John. I tried to make a comedic video short out of it because I got sniped on eBay at the last minute. People were wanting like 50 quid for one, and I was like, look, I want one, but I don't want to pay more than more than the odds for one. But they definitely demand a premium. So yeah, that's really kind. I think, guys, we should. What's everyone saying here?
They're saying that Craven should be in it, and I agree because it'd be quite apt if you won that, mate. And I had that in the background of one of your videos because you might not want to let Little John see it. It might upset his feelings.
I definitely.
Put him in. Get him in.
I really appreciate what the chat is saying. Yeah, I appreciate what the chat is saying. I'm definitely not going to be accepting anything when people say I should have it. If you want me to be part of the giveaway, stick my name on the wheel. But I'm definitely not just going to take that. But that's lovely. I appreciate everyone, what you're saying in the comments, all of you. But yeah, I think we definitely need another. We'll let Little John decide. After all, it's his Wonder Wheel. That's the best way to decide things.
I've got 50 names, but there's only 46. So I'm just trying to wean out who's not there. I took you out. Yeah. I've added Silver Strike. I've added Psy, even though I know he'd say he don't want to be in it.
Yeah, yeah.
I
I
did
think.
Craven. I don't know, unless we just run it, then maybe one that slipped through the net, but I think that'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean the names that are in there are people that have been a part of the stream, aren't they?
Yep. Yeah, I'm done
Yeah.
with
Coin Cutter, this is your giveaway. How
Okay.
would you feel about? I mean, it doesn't require a commentary as such, but how would you feel about when the wheel starts spinning? You can
Yeah,
keep a track of where it goes and
yeah,
announce the winner. Are you up for that?
I'm up for that.
All right, take it away, my friends. I'm going to sit back and enjoy this as just someone who's part of the giveaway. Take it away between the two of you.
Are we going to do
Okay,
more
right,
shuffles or?
3, I think.
Okay.
Lucky number 3. Right,
Right.
good luck, everyone.
Good luck.
I hope it's Craven. Oh,
Yeah, you're going to count me down or?
Yeah, sorry, mate. Yeah, sorry. 3, 2, 1, go. That's spinning very fast now. How long is it? A minute again, Diaxis?
Yes, mate.
Okay. Spins so fast, doesn't it? And goes so slow.
It's knowing what to say
I
for the
can't
first
see any
30
names
seconds.
just yet. It's going so fast. I can't see anyone's names.
Slowing down now, mate.
Yeah, I can just see Little John's head spidering around in the centre. Starting to make out a few names now. I think we've got easily another rotation of this at the speed it's going. It's
Gone past me.
Yeah, it's going near Rex. I think it's going to go around Sound Money. No, is it going to go a lot further than that? I think actually 365. Oh, Will's bullying. Maybe
I think it could be
Kieran.
Nerd. I
Yeah, I
think
think
Nerd.
it's going to go as far as Nerd. Oh,
I think
yeah,
Nerd's got it.
I think Ashley's going to get teased here. Oh, it seems to have. Oh no, had a bit of a glitch there. Nerd. I think it might keep
No.
going to the next one. I think it
Stack
might
of
keep
silver.
going to Stacks of Silver. It has. Stacks of Silver. Congratulations.
Wow.
You have won a card, Little John.
It's so teasing at the end. Oh.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I'm glad. I'd hate if my name was like the one prior to winning. Oh, that'd be quite devastating. When you think
It
you've
happened
won.
to be on last week. Sorry, Nerd, but congratulations to Stacks of Silver.
You'll have to drop me a message, mate, with your address on, and I will get this out to you. And I hope you like it, mate.
That's amazing, mate. When did you do that, by the way?
I did that last night.
Wow.
I was under pressure. I said, I've got to cut that coin. The show's tomorrow. I've got so much to do. But I should have done it Friday, but I got too excited with Una and the Lion and I had to finish her off. And then Saturday, last night I did it.
Mate.
Yeah, I will say, Craven, I might have actually always planned on ripping a contract up if you was to send me one. But I will say,
No, you didn't. No, I get it, mate. It was solely for entertainment purposes.
Yeah.
I don't think there should be any restriction.
And I did think, I hope he takes it well when I pull out this Little John Jigsaw. But you did, mate. You took it very well, and I appreciate that little bit of a joke you let us have there, mate.
I think people know by now this, just to be clear, if anyone doesn't. The Little John thing, I'm having fun with it, but someone's making some fantastic art here and great pieces. I love it. I really do, but I like to have fun with the Little John things. But no, absolutely can't wait to see what you do. And yeah, as everyone knows, this little guy here could be sent to you by the end of the year. So we'll see what happens there. I just want to have a look.
You on now, Craven?
On YouTube?
Yeah.
Last time I checked, I was on a bit of a strange number, actually, 444.
444, and you got 1,000 by Christmas. Is it Christmas you're going for?
Yeah, the last day of the year, basically. I started on the 1st of April, so it's not actually a full year I will have been doing it. I've lost, a couple of months or whatever, but But there is another incentive, just a little milestone before that. If I get to 555 by the end of this month, then 365 is going to, I guess, I don't know what, but he's going to send me some sort of gift or something. I don't know anything about it, but yeah, that's a little incentive.
I'm going to say, on gifts, have you seen Stacks of Silver comment?
No.
Where's that?
To Craven.
I want Craven to have it, he says there.
Stacks of Silver.
Oh, well, that's down to you, Craven. Look, was the winner, but it's down to you two guys.
It's
a lovely gesture by Stacks of Silver, isn't it? But it's totally up to you, Craven. I think that's a really nice gesture. But I could understand why if you'd say yes. I can understand if you'd send it to him. But it's between you two guys on this one. I'm happy for any of you to have it.
Look, I really want you won, mate. I really want you to have it. It's a lovely gesture, and I don't want to
Yeah, I
ignore
think
that.
it's a nice gesture, but he deserves to have it, doesn't he? Stacks of silver. Come on.
Yeah, look, Stacks of Silver, honestly, thank you so much. It's another example of how amazingly kind this community is and
Yeah, it is.
supportive. I really appreciate the gesture, but you won fair and square. I want you to have it, if that's okay. I think it's very generous from the coin cutter,
Yeah.
and I want that to go to you, if that's okay.
Yeah, I've got no preference, but I think you're right in what you're saying there. It's a lovely, lovely offer from Stacks of Silver, but yeah, he deserves it. His name got drawn, and I think he'll, and you're gonna have lots of carved little Johns down the future, aren't you?
I'm
Down the
sure I
line,
will.
you're gonna have
I'm
lots and lots
sure
of carved little John babies.
I will. We'll soon see. Stick around for the little John babies. Um, yeah, I'm just having a look. I can't see Brits and Sobs. So what I'll say, we will move on to that. We'll get the final giveaway done. I just want to quickly reiterate, Coin Cutter, thank
Yeah,
you for bringing that to the table as a generous giveaway. You didn't need to do that, and it's very kind. So from me, and I'm confident speaking for everyone here. Thank you so much. There's 47 in here right now. Thank you for adding that to this evening, mate.
yeah, no problem, mate. Obviously I want to do something. Yeah, of course I wanted to do something, and I thought it was quite suited to do a little John. Yeah, I didn't want to hurt your feelings, but I thought you'll take it in good jest, and you did, mate. Like I thought. So, no,
Absolutely.
it's there to be won, and I'm glad someone's got it, and hope they appreciate it. And
Me
just see
too.
what. Yeah,
It was great fun. Well, we've spun the Little John's Wonder Wheel twice already, but we're about to spin it a lot more. I think we're actually going to be spinning it 5 times because Brits and Sovs, who is once again a quickly rising YouTuber, I'm not sure when he started. I don't know how clear this is. It's on the wrong handle, but he's now like approaching 700 subs, and he's absolutely flying. And he is doing a 500 subs giveaway, which he asked me to host. So the way this is going to happen, I believe Diaxis has got the list of names of people who are eligible. Can you just confirm that, Diaxis? Have you got the names?
Yes, mate. Yep.
Perfect. So basically, and maybe Diaxis, you could confirm this once I've explained. The way this is going to work, Brits and Sobs is actually giving away, to celebrate 500 subscribers, he's giving away 5 different things. So I'll read them to you. There is an MS70 1-ounce silver koala coin, which is obviously slabbed. It's an MS70. One of these Brits and Sobs 30-gram silver rounds, 3 9 fine silver from Liquid Metals. The Silver Lady, I don't know how many ounces that is. 365 might be able to put in the chat because I think he's got one. It's like a stacker slash bar. They're really cool. It's like a naked lady, one of them. There is a 1-ounce Donald Trump colorized bar, silver, and there's a 1-ounce South Korean silver coin. I don't have them to hand. The only one I can show you is the Brits and Sovs Stacker Social round, which is there. He has got them. And essentially, we'll spin the wheel of the names that are eligible. And whoever is drawn first, you will have first dibs of what you want to pick from the 5 prizes. And then second place will get what's left, and so on and so on. That's how he's asked me he'd like to do it. It's really generous. Please do go and give him a massive thank you and a congratulations, because it's an honor to be doing this. But if you've got the list access, is that right? We're going to spin it. First person will get the pick, and then basically there'll be 4 prizes, then 3, then 2, then 1.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't know how many draws it was, and I don't know what prizes were for which draw, but I've got the list of names. So basically, if you sub to his channel, and if you left a comment in the video, you get entered. But then everyone in the chat tonight also gets a ticket. So if you've done both, you get 2 tickets.
That's it. Yes. So if you've done what he's asked on that giveaway video and you're here, you've actually got 2 names. You're twice as likely to win. That's something he said. That's what I was trying to remember, Diaxis.
Yeah.
Some people will have their name entered twice, which is really cool. If someone's not here right now who ends up winning, I don't know how we're going to do that. We'll have to just address that when it comes to it. But I do want to start spinning the wheel, if that's okay.
Yeah, give me 2 seconds, mate, and I'll get these 2 lists combined.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I'll
Do you know what? I'd love to see anyone win, but it would also be interesting if the coin cutter won whilst here as a special guest. I'd love to see it.
That Britain Sovs round is really cool, isn't it? I like that. Well, it's like a flat piece up in the middle, isn't it? It's cool.
Honestly, it's my first piece from. I'm not sure. Sorry about the lighting. Brits and Sovs.
Yeah.
And of course, Stacker Socials. My first Stacker Social round, which is why I really wanted it. So I took it for myself, mate, and just replaced it with a 1 ounce silver maple. But yeah,
I need a Stacker Social coin. That's what I need to sort. I'll keep my eye out for one. But yeah, I need to buy one of them.
I think there's a quote. Go on, mate.
I was going to say, what's the name on the person with the profile picture? There's 2 S's.
2 S's on the profile picture. Let me have a look.
I've just got an S. Even when I click it to open a profile, it just does S ...
Oh, Shiny Stacker.
Right, okay, cool.
Or Silver Strike, that's SS as well. Could it be that one?
Shiny Stacker, no, 365's done it.
Okay.
Thanks, 365. Yeah, sometimes the username doesn't pop up, so it can be a bit difficult, definitely. But yeah, there's a quote that BBA mentioned. It's a quote from 365 that you're not officially a stacker until you have a Stackers Social round.
I've just realised that I've not heard of Brits and Sov, so I'm gonna give him a subscribe now.
Oh mate, he's literally hilarious, mate. Some of the content he does.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna copy him now, man.
100%. Yeah. And anyone here that hasn't subscribed to Brits and Sovs, big shout out to him. Check out his YouTube channel. Honestly, it's hilarious. He does something a bit different to everyone else, in my opinion, in terms of the humour. And every video is just so much fun to watch. So check him out. And he's absolutely flying. I don't think it will be long before he hits 1,000 subscribers. So well done to him. And thank you to Brits and Sovs. I don't think he's here right now, but thank you to him for putting on this amazing giveaway and asking me to do it on here. So Diaxis, I believe you just loaded up the Wonder Wheel. The first spin of 5, guys. So whoever wins this, you'll get a choice of 5 different prizes, and you'll basically get first dibs. So if we're ready, without further ado, spin the wheel, mate.
Yeah, just need shuffles and a countdown.
Can you do us a favour? Can you make it like 30 seconds instead of a minute? Because we're doing 5 spins.
Yes.
If it's a pain, don't worry.
No, the only thing is, though, it probably won't be as dramatic at the end.
Should we do 30 seconds or a minute?
Do 40?
40, yeah. I think you're right, shorten it a bit if you've got a lot to do.
Yeah, I've got 5, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so shuffles and a countdown, mate.
Yeah, I tell you what, if you do the countdowns, Coin Cutter, I'll look through and announce the winner.
Okay, what, the shuffles as well?
Yeah, please.
Okay, 2 shuffles this time, Diaxis.
Yeah.
And then we'll count down from 3 again, mate. 3, 2, 1, go.
Little John's Wonder Wheel has been spun. Good luck to everyone. The next one, by the way, we'll ask the chat for the shuffles. We'll mix it up a little bit. So, a bit shorter this time, 30 or 40 seconds. We're going to see who wins the first prize. You'll get a choice of 5 different prizes. They're all really nice. So, some people with 2 entries is into this one. Let's zoom in a bit so I can see. Starting to slow down. Very small on my screen, so I'll try my best to read this.
You'll get the pop-up, mate, at the end.
Yeah. Oh, it's slowing down. I can see Miss Craven there. What? No.
Oh, close.
Robot
or Northern.
Is it Robot? Or is it?
Yeah, Robot Toaster.
Robot Toaster, congratulations. I believe Robot is actually here, so we can find out live what prize he wants to choose. I don't have them to show. Just want to check. Robot Toaster is here, isn't he?
Yes,
yeah,
mate.
I've seen him.
Yep.
Yeah, right. Robot, this is about you, mate. Congratulations. You can choose between... It's hard about being able to show you them, I know. But the prize options are... Let me get the list. Of course, there's the one... it's 30 grams, liquid metals pour, Stacker Social round, Brits and Sovs. It's a custom poured round. You can have that. You can have an MS70 silver coin. It's a koala. It's 1 ounce. You could have... I think it might be a couple of ounces, this one. It's called the Silver Lady. It's like a naked lady without a head, without arms, but it's a really, really beautiful piece. A 1 ounce Donald Trump colorized bar, silver, or a 1 ounce South Korean silver coin. Which one would you like to have? Do you have a preference? Let's give it a couple of minutes to see if he can decide on that. And yeah, I think the only rule is obviously once somebody's won, we remove their name. He doesn't want duplicate winners, which is fair enough.
Yeah. Generous giveaway. Very generous.
Very generous, mate. It's still what baffles me about this community. It's so generous. I've never known a community like this. I've been part of other communities. Never one like this. I think Robot might be thinking.
Okay, the only ones I've ever been part of is like Facebook groups and that. But this is totally different. Everyone's so nice on it.
Custom round.
They are, mate. Yeah, and yeah, you're right, Daxter. So that means I can actually show this one. Custom round, Brits and Sovs, Stackers Social, 30 grams of
Really
399 silver. Beautiful choice, mate.
Yeah.
And I'll just put your name next to that on the list. Well done. Congratulations. We're going to spin it again. Let me know when it's ready, Diaxis. And also, if you want to ask the chat for some shuffles, I'll just update this.
Yeah, if the chat wants to do shuffles this time, then.
Yeah, first one in the chat. If you can
Will
keep an eye
four.
for it.
Yeah.
I'm just filling in a list. Let me know who put the number in first.
It was Will, mate. It was 4. I've done it.
Awesome.
Yeah, just need a countdown and we can spin again.
3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck, everyone. Just let it slow down a little bit.
Mesmerising, isn't it, that?
Yeah, it almost puts you into like a trance.
Yeah, it does. 'Cause at times, Little John's head starts spinning the opposite way. Or does it? That might be because it's going so fast. It appears to. I don't know.
I said that was the plan. It's sending a message for everyone to send Little John their 1 ounce Little John coins so they can't be cut.
Right, we're slowing down now, guys. Who's it going to be? Is it Israel Coins? I can see. Who's this?
365's close.
Oh, I think it's going to just go past 365. Who's that next? It's 365. I know exactly what people are going to put in the chat. Spam it. Rigged. It's all rigged. Spam it. Well, I want to know what 365 says about that. Congratulations, mate. What's he said? The whole system is rigged. That was from himself. 365. Congratulations. Look, mate, you won fair and square.
Yep.
Just how it is. Them's the rules, mate. So,
well done.
Whatever you want to do, 365, since you're here, buddy, can you let me know which one would you like to win? I think I actually know which one he's going to go for. I know which one I'd choose of what's left. So, 365, you can have another silver lady. I know you've got a couple of those naked ladies. Donald Trump colorized bar, South Korean silver coin, or an MS-70 silver koala. What are you going for, buddy? I think I know what he's going for. I reckon he'll go for the naked lady. Yeah, silver punk nose. I think 365's got a couple of these. What's he going for? Let's find out before we move on to spin 3. It's got to be. Yeah, I could, if he wasn't here, I probably would have had the confidence to say, look, let's give him that one because he would want it. 365, could you just confirm that for us? Got to be. I think that's a yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does Brits and Sovs make these pieces then, does it?
No.
No.
So, 365, congratulations, mate. You have won from Brits and Sovs the Naked Lady Stacker. That's an awesome prize, by the way. Well done. That's amazing.
Hold on, 365.
Yeah, 100%. Well done, mate. So let's get that wheel ready to go again.
Yeah. Another number for shuffles on people. Shiny's put 2.
Okay.
And then on you, coin cutter for a countdown.
Yep. We'll count up. We'll go on 3 this time. 1, 2, 3, go.
Good luck, everyone. This is spin 3. There's still 3 prizes to be won and claimed. Okay, let's zoom in on this as it starts to slow down. What an amazing giveaway. So many spins. Little John is getting really dizzy, but he doesn't mind because you guys are going to benefit from this.
I'm getting dizzy watching it.
Same. I hope that the spin wheel is clear for everyone watching. So you can see. Names are a bit small, but we're slowing down. I can see Danny Millington. Is that Nemo's Numismatics? No.
Hey, it might even be you, dude. Craven's coming up.
No.
Who's after?
Oh.
That shiny silver?
Yes, mate. Unlucky, bud.
No, it's okay, mate. Well done, shiny silver. Congratulations. You are our 3rd winner from Brits and Sovs giveaway. You can choose between Donald Trump colorized 1 ounce silver bar, a 1 ounce South Korean silver coin, or an MS-70 silver coin. It's a koala, 1 ounce. What are you going for, buddy? Let us know in the chat before we move on to the next spin. 2 more prizes to be won. So, shiny silver wants the MS-70. I don't blame you. Well done, mate. MS-70 koala. It's absolutely beautiful. Sure. Some really nice prizes. Shiny wants the MS-70. Okay. Well, congratulations, mate. We've got 2 more prizes left, guys. A 1 ounce South Korean silver coin and a Donald Trump colorized 1 ounce silver bar. So, are we ready to spin again?
Yep. Just need a shuffle.
Okay.
In the chat.
What we got?
Robot put 2.
There we go. Congrats to all the winners so far.
Yeah.
And just need a countdown.
Yeah, we've got one man for the job.
Yeah. We'll go on 3 again. 1, 2, 3, go.
Ooh. It demands respect and silence, doesn't it, when it starts?
Yeah.
Oof.
Like an alloy wheel, when it goes that fast, it looks like it's spinning backwards.
It looks like it's just hit the red lights. We are slowing down, everyone. Who's it going to be? Let's zoom in and find out. Who's in the mix?
Say size coming up. Would have found.
Do you know what? It could be Sai. No, it's going to go past Sai. I think it's going to be Silver Machine, who's won twice on Sundays with Craven already.
Oh, it's Sai.
It's Sai. It's Sai.
Congratulations.
2 founders have won.
Rigged.
Sai, congratulations. Everyone's saying rigged. Yeah, no, I agree. This is so rigged. It's completely corrupt.
Mate, if it was rigged, I'd win some, hopefully, but
yeah. Oh, Sai the Soundman, well done, mate. Is Sai the Soundman still present to choose his prize?
No, but I'm sure we can at him and get him in.
Yeah. Is anyone able to get a response from Sai? He can choose between Donald Trump, colorized silver bar 1 ounce, or a South Korean silver coin from Brits and Sobs, and that's who will be sending these out. I'll send him the list. You're more than welcome to send him, your details as well. But you will get the list first, so he knows who's won. Give him the Trump, lol. Well done, Sai. Absolutely, well done, mate. Got one more prize left. I don't know what Sai's going to want to do with this. He would want the coin, I'm guessing. I think so as well. I don't want to choose for him. I know it's not easy. Not everyone can be here. Yeah. What do you think we should do? He would love the Trump bar.
Well, worst case, we spin again to get the final winner, and then wait until Sai gets the answer, and then the last person gets whatever's left.
Well, there's only 2 things left.
Exactly. So Sai picks, and then whatever's left is what the last person gets.
Okay. Yeah. You know what? Yeah. We'll spin it to know who wins, and then we'll find out from Sai. And that's. Do you know what? Why didn't I think of that? Why didn't I think of that? Yeah. Cool.
All right. Next in the chat for shuffles.
Shuffles in the chat. First one. Let's go.
7.
Don't forget coin cutter. At the end of this, I'll ask you for a question for next week's guest. Have a good thing, mate.
Okay. I haven't got one.
And I encourage you to go as wild of it as possible. Doesn't have to be related to the shiny stuff. Just have fun with it.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, ready on a countdown?
3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah, Baron, I don't think TSC's in it, so we're definitely not going to get all the founders winning.
No TSC in this one. That would have been funny though.
Oh, definitely, man.
I'll be honest, my screen is frozen, sorry, so I can't see who's won.
Okay, well, it's still spinning at the minute.
Yeah, I'm going to say slowing up now.
Quite hard to make out the names from my end. Going to go past.
No, not Silverpunk. Craven.
Who's that after? I can't
Tony D. Oh, Bjorn's got it. Is it Bjorn? Yes, mate. Redemption from last week. Yes, mate.
Bjorn. Do you know what? That's good karma. Bjorn was literally so excruciatingly close to winning last week. He said he wanted to claim compensation. Well done, Bjorn. I'm really happy that you've won that, mate. Well done. Do you want? Well, no, it's up to Sai, isn't it? It's up to Sai. You've won an ounce of silver. You've won an ounce of silver. It will either be a Korean silver coin, 1 ounce, or it will be a Donald Trump colorized 1 ounce silver bar. I can't even speak. Congratulations to all the winners. We've had the giveaway I've done with what Ian's donated. We've had the coin cutter put in a lovely little John, which is puzzled. He's done that to donate, so well done. And we've also had this from Brits and Sobs to celebrate. Remember, this is all Brits and Sobs that he's given this all away to celebrate 500 subscribers. So please, if you want, go and check them out, subscribe, and say thank you. Well done to the winners. Guys, that was a lot of fun. What do you think?
Oh, Brits and Sobs is in, mate.
Yeah.
Just joined.
He's here. Oh, right. If we've got a couple of minutes, let's get Brits and Sobs in just to catch him up. Brits and Sobs, can you join us for a couple of minutes, my friend? That would be amazing. Where is he? Where is Brits and Sobs? Can't see him.
He put a message in the chat. I don't know. I'm not seeing him in the audience.
Did he put one in the chat? I don't think he did.
Yeah, he did. He put something in there.
Congrats, guys.
Congrats. Has he left? Ooh.
Don't know.
Sounds like
Ooh.
Bjorn was a very deserving winner then from what we went through last week. Congratulations,
Oh,
mate.
absolutely. I felt really bad for him because even when it was moving, I was like, oh, it looks like it's going to be Bjorn. Yeah. Well done, Bjorn. I was like, oh, no, it's not Bjorn.
Yeah, literally stopped on his name and then just nudged into the next one.
It did. It really, really did. Look, I can't see Brits and Softs, but either way, big shout out to him for putting that on. That's so generous, and well done again to all of the winners. So, haven't got a lot left, guys. Remember, 8 o'clock, live in Stacker Social, we have Silver Punk's Defaced auction. Oh, quickly, I can see Sai the Soundman is back in the chat. I just want to ask, what does Sai want? You want a prize, Sai? It's all completely rigged. You can either choose, because you won, a 1 ounce Korean silver coin, or you can have a 1 ounce Donald Trump colorized silver bar. It's part of Brits and Sov's 500 subscriber giveaway. Which one would you like, mate? Because the other one will be going to Bjorn, who won. What do you want? Korean coin or Donald Trump bar? Both 1 ounce of silver, mate. Let's get that officiated before we move on. What's he going for? What's tickling Sai's fancy? What would you go for, guys, on the panel?
Probably Korean coin.
Take the gold bar. It's not gold.
I guess that's for the next giveaway.
Yeah, X20 had the right guess. Yeah, Korean coin will go to Sai. Well done, mate. And then that means Bjorn, you've won the Donald Trump colorized bar, which is the scene where somebody tried to assassinate him, and then he was punching his fist in the air, saying "Fight, fight, fight." So yeah, well done to all the winners once again. That was really fun, and thank you for being a part of that, Diaxis, and that's of course, CoinCut, thank you for taking part in that as well. We're going to wrap this up in a few minutes.
I was going to say, do you want me to step out and let you finish up?
You can do, mate. Thank you so much for all your help. I really appreciate it, and for recording this.
That's all right, mate.
Thank you, mate.
Have a good one, guys. I'll catch you in a bit.
Take care,
you have to drop me out, Craven.
I'll have to drop you out. I feel guilty doing this.
That's right, mate.
Just go on. There we go. Oh, will it let me? Oh, it's not going to let me. It doesn't want you to go. There we go. Right, so 49 of us in the audience. That's amazing. Thank you. Look, Coin Cutter, episode 10. What an honor it has been to have you on, to get to know you just that bit more, to learn about your story from the beginning to your goals in the future. Thank you for bringing something to give away. You didn't have to. It's been an absolute pleasure, mate. I just want to say generally, thank you so much for being here. It really does.
Thanks for having me, mate. I've really enjoyed it. Like I said to you, in the week that I make content, but we're all, sometimes that can be a little bit serious. I do need people to see the real side of me. I'm not, I want to come across more relaxed and get to know more people in this chat. So I just need that, just need a little bit more people to know me for who I am. And I think this chat really helps that kind of thing.
I do too. I've learned so much about you over the last hour or two, and it's been very interesting to know. And I love digging deeper than just this is what you do. I like to know how did it start, what are your plans moving forward, and we touched on all of those things. It was very, very interesting. There's a couple of things I'd like to ask you. The last few questions. The first one is, although I can't confirm just yet who next week's guest is going to be for episode 11. I would like to ask you if you have a question that I can note down, and I will ask next week's special guest, please.
Okay, this is the one you can note down.
Okay.
Have you ever been caught in a compromising position with your coins?
A compromising position?
Yeah. Oh,
that's a really good one, mate. Have you ever been caught in a compromising position with your coins?
That's interesting. So there's got to be some juicy story out there. Hopefully, the next week's guest has got one.
Yeah, so there you go. That's a brilliant question, mate. Thank you. I'll definitely ask them that next week, where, of course, we will go live at 5. I have so much fun doing these and getting the chance to speak to special guests such as the Coin Cutter. Amazing. So before we wrap up, Coin Cutter, do you have any final closing words for the audience this evening?
I want to just say thank you to everyone for welcoming me in this group, and long may it continue. It's a great group. I really, as I've said before, really appreciate being part of it. There's some brilliant people in here, and I've not got to know all of you yet, but I hope to get to know all of you a lot more. And everyone just keep keep doing what we're doing. I think it's great. I think the numbers speak for themselves, and this seems like it's just going to grow. And hopefully, I'm just going to keep growing as well, and I can share it all, my journey with you guys, because I think that at around 1,500 followers, I think roughly Social Stackers he's got, I think that is only the start, and I think one day it will be huge, and we'll probably be some of the earliest adopters. So, imagine where this is going to be in a few years' time. So we're lucky to be part of it, and I feel lucky, very lucky to be part of it. I'm so glad I was sort of, welcomed into it and sort of invited into it, because I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what a Discord, Social Stack, I didn't know what Discord was. So yeah, it's a great thing to be part of. And,
Well said, mate.
And just, I was, when I got it, I sort of thought, this is one of the things, I'm not going to have time to keep up with it. I've got TikTok, I've got YouTube, I've got Facebook, I've not got time for another platform. But I can't. It's so addictive, and it's become part of my daily routine. I check the Social Stackers chat. Everyone says morning, morning. It's just it's so addictive. I love the auctions. I love the sales page on here. Yeah, it's a great thing to be part of, and there's some brilliant people in here. I'll say that again.
Well said, mate. I completely agree with all the points you've made. Stacker Social has something for everyone. It's full of fantastic people amongst the community. I'm also proud to be within this, to be able to do stuff like this podcast. I really, really am. It wouldn't be possible without the people within that make it what it is, such as yourself now, mate. I'm so glad that you've joined. I really do think that you're going to go on to big and very wonderful things. I can't wait to follow your journey more closely. I really can't. And I think tonight was a great episode in the sense that we got to know more about you personally, and I can relate to you a lot more from it. So yeah, I look forward to seeing what you do next. As for everyone in the audience, still 42 of you, thank you for joining us this evening. We'll be back again next week live from 5, and I look forward to it. Yeah.
One more thing before you cut me off, Rex. I'm going to try and redeem myself. Yeah, this is my last chance at redemption. Okay, it all hinges on this.
Oh, one more.
Okay.
Oh, I take you missed.
I'm fell short as well.
Oh, well,
yeah, that was a bit of an anticlimax, wasn't it?
Stick to cutting coins, mate.
Yeah, I will. Yeah. I'm going to get rid of that. If I ever do this again, that will not be in the background, because that has set me up for failure.
No, you've got to keep it, mate. I have to say that was great fun. I'd love something like that to throw. But yeah, on that note, guys, thank you so much, everyone that's been here. Great giveaways tonight. Fantastic guests. So much fun. 8 o'clock, Silverpunk's Defaced live auction goes live. I can't wait. Check it out. Some beautiful pieces from our very own Silverpunk. I look forward to it. And on that note, guys, thank you so much for watching and tuning in. It's been a pleasure, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Take care, guys. Thank you.